modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.
African American jumped into action. They didn't care that it was FBA in New York. They did ask us, what are we doing to check them, right? But they jumped into action. Here go the American Indians. Why is FBA going viral? Can't stand them niggas. They shouldn't learn tut. We should be the one. Like, the jealousy coming from some of those rooms, the way they talk about foundational Black Americans, you have to ask if they are of the lineage, period. Because when we are attacked, y'all all attacked. What the fuck y'all think foundational Black Americans are? Duh. And she's the leader of the pack over there. But TikTok is a popularity game. So if you popular, everybody's gonna go to you. So it's popularity over lineage for a lot of people. And that's why people who dox us, like Dr. No Job, Spicy, and all of them, get away with a lot of shit. Because of popularity. It's either popularity or fear. And I know we're not scared, FBA, right?
Hell no. I'll go to war with
Okay.
anybody. Let's go.
Hell no.
So that's all. And you know, Nola, my sense of
She
discernment is
disrespecting
A1.
Leo Style too.
And I'm
Like
only
she
gonna
came in the
argue
live
over the
wilding.
lineage stuff.
Y'all don't remember that? See,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This picking and choosing. Oh, this is my friend, so I just don't agree with her on that point, but she's cool other than that. No, they're not
Now,
cool.
and Nola
They
said she
disrespecting our
said
lineage every fucking
Hey,
day.
hey,
she
P
said she
Nice, you
didn't
still?
know that and that she
No,
does
I'm not talking
disagree
about
with
you,
me.
Nola. I don't want, no, I'm not
Okay.
talking about you. I just mean in general. I'm not talking about
Hey,
Nola.
P Nice, you
I just
still
mean
got
in
your
general.
friend that's Bahamian?
Bohemian. Who's Bohemian Dynasty? FBA.
No, no, I was talking about the homie her name P Nice.
Oh, I don't know who's P Nice.
Yeah,
I
she
got a
just
lot
came.
of people
No, she
blocked.
just came up on the on the panel and then dropped back down.
But I was seasoning my meat, so I didn't see who came. Oh, Toy
Yeah.
Toy came up, but the other person you're talking about that came up and dropped, I don't know them. I was seasoning my
Yeah.
meat. Hmm.
I mean, they can have friends that's, you know what I'm saying, tethers or whatever, but I mean,
Exactly,
see,
Wanda.
the whole thing about it is
Exactly.
you just need to be on
No
code.
passes.
If you
I'm
ain't
not
on
giving no
code,
passes. I'm not giving no passes. You disrespect the lineage, you're up. It's
yeah,
up. I don't care
yeah,
who it is.
yeah. What you say, FBA Bill? Can't nobody come to the block right now, huh? Nobody can
Exactly.
come.
I'll die
That's
for my
good.
family. It is what it is. It can be two of us against 20 white tees. Don't matter. I'm dying with my brothers.
Hmm.
Think that when they say foundational Black Americans are tethering on the Africans, they try to say a lot of super shit that we want the Africans to get reparations and stuff. But the American Indians who swear they of our lineage will sit there with Caribbeans and Latinos, right? And so they don't understand how somebody foundational Black American can have 5 ethnic children and be on code for foundational Black Americans, right? That shit blows my mind. However, what I'm trying to really say is any way we identify, if we go with Pistol Pen's way, original American, you got the Mexicans saying that they originally owned parts of the USA, they original American. Then you might even have some Asians and all these other people trying to latch on. So I don't speak to Tyreek, but he did visit Afro Elite's live, and I do value his advice, right? Who has been at it the longest? Who has woken up my eyes, right, and some other people's eyes, right? And so what he said was, no, original American wouldn't fly. So when you come in at FBA, you gotta really understand your weight ain't 100% secure either. Like people are gonna really try to get at y'all and how you identify because they feel they're the original Americans. I just think that they started a lot of beef over nothing. And so when I was participating in the ACS OMB call to action when we were trying to get Black American Negro descendant as a self-identifier, So I'm not a part of the people that brought, did the actual legislation work. I just participate in the calls to action. Here's the email. Go put this over there. Do you know what I saw? I saw ADOS, and they were doing their own thing. They don't come over here bothering us. Maybe Twitter's a different thing, but ADOS doesn't bother FBA over here. I call them the bougie of the lineage. I think they bougie. They having brunch with Jill Stein and stuff, right? So I say all of that to say this. The American Indians start a lot of beef with foundational Black Americans instead of just doing the work. That'd be my whole issue. Like, stop bothering us. And then here I am trying to be the mediator. I had Afro Elite host a live with us and some American Indians, and it went fine. But every now and then, every few months, a new energy comes, new people come, and they act up. And it's usually to go against us, but foundational Black Americans are standing on their square. Like, don't call them pretendians. Don't say that about them. But they be throwing us under the bus, y'all. I gotta be honest. Some of them literally throw us under the bus. They can't even be on code on panels. It's like, I be talking and I be getting into my point. They be like, yeah, but why you call yourself Black? Black is under the... And I be like, oh my God, these niggas here.
Oh, hold on, BX. BX, we got this, this YT Latino, I think,
Yeah,
over
I
here
told him
saying,
bring his ass up.
yeah.
Come up.
Bring your, Goya ass up, man, because you're telling lies and
Come on,
misinformation.
Juan.
None of y'all was involved in those civil
You cerveza,
WAR.
Holmes. Cervezas in the morning, Holmes.
You wasn't
Come up, bro.
involved in the first
Come on,
civil
Bean Man.
WAR. Y'all coming over here, man, cosplaying and riding off the backs of Black American civil rights, man. And that got to be addressed, buddy. Hey, Bill. Hey, brother, man. Hey, can
Yeah.
you give me some mild powers, though, brother?
Oh, yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, my fault, man.
I
I
appreciate
got you,
you.
family.
All right. Top of the morning, Coach TP.
Coach.
Oh, I can't add you. Don't follow me. I can't add you.
Okay, hold
You
on.
gotta
I got
follow.
you.
Just follow me real
I
quick.
got you.
Yeah.
I just got you.
I
I
don't
got you.
see Coach. He came in the
I
room.
got you.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
just did.
All right. I'm about to mod you up, family. All right. You good now? Mexicans have been in America for 7,000 years. Can you debunk that real quick, BX?
And Mexicans are not a
I'm
race.
trying to do it for 7,000 years. Mexicans have been. How? When Mexico wasn't Mexico 7,000 years. And Mexico only had control of the area he may be speaking of for about 30. Before then, who owned that area?
No BX. It's only 27 years, and they own Texas for 15 years, and they sold it
15
for
years.
15,
Okay, thank you for
15
the correction.
million dollars a piece. So he need to address his South American government down there and stop coming up here trolling them with us. We know our
Yeah,
history, buddy.
he be in every live, y'all. This the same dude that think Brazilians are native to the South America. He don't know that majority of Africans went to Brazil, so he'll just get to saying stupid shit. I usually mute him
Mm.
because he an amalgamation of a bunch of different things. He don't get that he's not the original melanated Mexicans that was there, and they were not even called Mexicans. You are a Spaniard, so you a foreigner. Y'all made sure y'all wiped out y'all native Mexicans. Y'all don't even treat them right. Y'all pushed them to the coast.
Damn.
The Costa Chicas, if you look up Costa Chicas, you're going to see between Guerrero and Oaxaca, it's going to be a bunch of
Yep,
melanated
Guerrero.
Mexicans that they do not treat correctly.
And Guerrero
Them
was black.
people,
One
yeah.
moment, one moment. So FBA, I did see Dr. No Jobs into the room and I blocked him. He got 50 million 11 pages, but he sits over there with Spicy as they're doxing people like Halo,
Who?
Whoopi, and
Oh,
me. Like,
hell
I
no.
don't
Yeah,
understand why
block
he
him.
gets to roam around in our rooms and peek in. Like, if you think you're representing FBA, go over there with them people, with them doxers, and leave us alone.
Exactly. Yeah. Get them out of here.
So it's just
You're
weird.
in the wrong room, United Socialist States of Africa. What language does your tribe speak? We up here standing on FBA business, right? And we're not tribal, right? Some of us do belong to tribes. And there are those of us who are indigenous that didn't go into tribes, right? See how that works? And that's why our numbers spiked up during a certain time. When the natives the indigenous was being pushed off their land, they came into those who already had established communities because they didn't want to go to the res.
I'll mod
So
you
like
up, Ruby.
Africans migrate here, right? And they think they know everything because they read something in a white tea book. But you're not speaking to anybody who knows the history. So, and that's just, lightweight. And I'm sure Ink and Melodies and FBA Dynasty and Simon and River could tell you more. But yeah, you don't get to ask us what language our tribe speaks because, like, who the fuck are you?
And then furthermore, our language is stripped from us. These things are documented. It'd be weird that these freak show Africans be coming in and telling us stuff that they don't even know.
I don't even go into the language was stripped. These people have their language and their language is unvaluable. Like
Yeah,
their
it is.
language, like all 5,000 languages that they speak in Africa are all pointless. You can do nothing with your mother language. You Africans need to understand is non-valuable. So you might as well just speak English. At this point, you can't like nothing about your language is valuable. And actually, because you have so many languages is the reason why you guys stay in so much civil war, so much civil war. It's literally all your languages, all your religions, all your different tribes are the reason why your culture is trash. It's unvaluable. There's nothing valuable about you. So all this little language thing, that's not a flex because you guys have all your languages and you're all fleeing from your homeland.
And
Like
you know what, Simon? You
with
know
all
what,
them
Simon?
languages, yeah. What's up? What's up, bro?
That you know what I'm saying, the South American Mexico governments, they just as corrupt as the African government. To be honest with you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's why
these people
they
is all
come
the
up here to
same.
California, they come up here to Texas, you know what I'm saying? Then now they're in different little enclaves around the United States now, right? But they fail to go to the Mexico government and protest and fight for their rights like we've been doing for the last hundreds of years. So, you come over here, man, and then y'all claim La Raza and y'all claim, want to white team up the race, right? But y'all cowards, man, because y'all failed to go face your own governments down in your own homelands. So all that
And
indigenous bullshit, that's out the window. The Spaniards came through, man, and they did stuff diabolical to you guys. But yet y'all can't go to Spain because Spain don't even accept y'all.
Yeah, they hate actually them people HATDE them. They
Hmm.
they
man,
they tell them that they
none of these Latin countries, African countries, they speak so much. They got all these. That's what I'm saying. You guys talk all this shit. Ain't nothing y'all talk about worth nothing. Your
understand.
cuisine ain't worth nothing. All y'all food is like It takes 5 minutes to make. That's why you can make it on the back of somebody's damn pickup truck, right? There's no gourmet Mexican restaurant. There's no gourmet Latin restaurant. Your food is not gourmet. Your food is microwave,
You know
right?
what's funny?
Yeah,
The only
like
gourmet
everything they
Mexican
do.
restaurants are owned by Rick. What is that nigga? That white T man name? It's this dude named Rick something, and he be making gourmet Mexican food, but he's a white T man. No actual Mexican actually makes them food in restaurants that people want to go to. It's a 5-star restaurant because it's out here in Chicago too. But it take a white T man to go and make y'all recipes and then make money off y'all culture. And he from Kentucky.
Oh, you mean they got colonized? So their cuisine got
Yes.
colonized, and then they got put into a restaurant because Mexicans couldn't do it, or Puerto
Yep.
Ricans, Latins couldn't do it themselves. There's nothing gourmet about none of these other folks. There's nothing romantic about none of your languages. There's nothing. Like the only thing that you guys all have in common is that when you guys celebrate, you get ass naked, and that's what you guys do. You get to the most skimpiest clothing, and then you gyrate all over the damn in the middle of the street, and you hump on poles, right? Us Black Americans, you see, we are that influential, and we keep our clothes on. We could cover up in a damn turtleneck walking down the street. Feel me? We start doing our Chicago jig. Feel me? We start doing our Louisiana second line. Niggas start doing the Harlem Shake, bruh. All of a sudden, yeah. Now you want to do this, but you butt naked. You ain't have to get butt naked to try to influence somebody. But that's all they work.
And then Simon, then they be trying to want to do the C walk and the B walk, and
Yeah,
say
they
that they
typically
claim
native.
that. Then they want to
Hey,
say that
Mexicans.
they came up with low riders. They want to say
Hey
they came up with
Mexicans,
zoot
this
suits.
is
Zoot
this the
suits
guy
came
that y'all
from
put over y'all food. His name Rick Bayless. That man is from a white town. They say he specialized in traditional Mexican cuisine. This is who y'all let colonize y'all food. He got several 5-star restaurants nationwide, and y'all don't.
yeah, and the zoot suits came from the Harlem brothers, FBA brothers in Harlem, New York. So y'all didn't create no zoot suits. Y'all didn't create no low riders, man, because it was a FBA lady whose husband passed away, and she gave a very good interview about that.
Yeah. What was the dude name who said that? God, dog, is that cosplaying?
You talking
Colombian.
That
about
that that that
You know what
Juan
I'm talking
Crow,
about.
that Juan Crow dude that be talking about Juan
Yes.
Crow.
Oh my God. He
yeah,
originally from like Colombia, but he lied and said he was Puerto Rican.
John Leguizamo?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that weirdo.
hey Juan Crow so ugly. I mean, y'all know y'all never went through nothing.
none
Them
of that
people was
shit.
actually getting bused to school with the YT folks. And my grandma is still living and she confirmed this. Y'all did not go to school with our people. Y'all was not in the streets with our people. So y'all gotta stop lying.
You know, my homeboy tried to get me to watch that. I was like, "You talking about Mr. Wong Crow?" I'm like, "Bro, that's John Leguizamo. He lied and said this man ran around New York saying that he's Puerto Rican
Yes,
and he
he
was
did.
fucking Puerto Rican." I was like, "Bro." And he said, you know what? We're gonna chat GPT this. You know what we're gonna do? And he looked at, he was like, oh shit. He's he was like, I didn't know about this. I was like, yeah, because see, the problem is you think you're trying to preach peach love and positivity, when I'm trying to tell you we're not about preaching peace, love, and positivity. It's up in this stuff for like everybody right now. We are only for self. And then until we get what we need for ourselves, that's it. Don't come running for us or help. Don't try to gaslight us or anything like that. That's not gonna work. It's done. Like we're only doing this for self. We got Africans we're fighting against. We got Haitians, Jamaicans, everybody. You know, and listen, we're gonna get this shit done. As simple as that.
That's what I just told this Somali girl who was in Wolfie Live. She talking about, oh, trying to cop please. I was like, actually, the door is closed. I'm not opening it up for none of y'all. Ain't no cookout invites. Y'all not. I don't care how cool you is. I don't care if you feel like you on code, but you still a tether or you a immigrant. You are not welcome. Not
Mm-hmm.
opening the door for none of them no more. And you talk about Malcolm X. Yeah, his daddy was a FBA man. His mother was actually biracial. That's what y'all never talk about.
And
So he has less
stay bringing
Caribbean
that up.
ancestry than somebody else.
And they stay bringing that up. They're like, oh, Malcolm X. What they say his mother's Ghanaian? Is this what
Yeah,
she
and
is?
she was in she went to one of them loony bins, so she didn't even raise him. He was raised by his FBA auntie.
Man,
Yeah,
she
his
was
mother,
His
his sister,
sister.
his FBA sister raised them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sister.
his mother was biracial. She was like a light mulatto.
She's
That's
a
what I'm
troll,
saying.
y'all.
Like,
I already have her blocked. Like, all I gotta do is check some people page, and if they blocked already, then they're a troll. She knows
they a
all of
troll.
this, right? So this is the problem with y'all bringing up Malcolm X. Black Americans have protected his mother and what she went through for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Then y'all didn't even claim Malcolm X until recently, because y'all realize y'all don't evolve y'all culture, y'all don't invent nothing, y'all don't have no fucking leaders, and the political representation y'all have up there is too busy worried about the other
Yeah,
immigrants than y'all stuck here, right? And they undermine Black Americans to get everything it is that y'all are benefiting from, right? They undermine us. So now here y'all come finding out about Malcolm X's lineage when we knew all this time. We knew it all this time. And if we were so xenophobic, why would we claim Malcolm, right? He fought for us. We honored him. And in that, we know he wouldn't want his mother used in certain
mm-hmm.
way. Here y'all go. Oh, but his mother, she didn't raise him. And I'm going to be respectful. She was not capable of raising him for the simple fact that she watched her husband and what he went through as an activist.
Yep. I mean, that's enough to drive anybody insane. That's why they crazy for even bringing her up. But again, these are tethers who people never went through what our people went through. So it's no use in fighting.
Reparations. We don't know who you are. Don't say we, us, our in this room because you're already blocked. So I doubt you're Black American.
She mad because CARICOM not giving them reparations. Oh well.
That's great. They make me upset with that, right? And Malcolm, for the most part, yes, he did acknowledge his mother, but after that, what happened? Did he advocate for Grenada? We don't even know if he went to Grenada. Is he one of those people with ties to the island that just never went to the island? Y'all didn't like him then. I ain't gonna say y'all didn't like him, but y'all wasn't honoring Malcolm. Y'all don't even respect him enough to honor the way that he fought and who he fought for. Don't use his name around me.
Your mama not half Louisiana Creole, because you wouldn't even say that. You would just say half Creole.
Same thing they did with X. They need to point out these people's IP address because I'm sick of these people like coming in rooms saying like, "Oh, well, my mom is my mom is Black American and my dad is this." I'm like, I don't even believe that.
I've never met so many
I don't either.
ethnics in Carolina FBAs in my life.
Word.
These people be lying, talking about they from the Carolina. Oh, South Carolina. So all y'all from South Carolina?
Oh, they love the South Carolina one.
They do.
South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
Bro, I had a talk with a chick today because she said, I said, you could have called ICE if you got whiplash and this guy didn't want to give you information. Clearly he's an illegal immigrant driving around and you parked and he just like smashed into your car. And she was like, oh, I didn't know that. I said, where your family from? Man, this chick told me her mom's is Dominican and her dad is Haitian. I said, really? I said, did you know that in DR the Haitian hate like the just saying Haitian is like a slur? She's like, what? It's like, it's like yeah, it's a slur. You didn't know that? It's like you're like half a slur.
She was born here, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was born. Oh yeah, she was born.
Yeah, they be losing touch with them. That's how you know these people don't have real culture. They be losing touch with who they people are and who they are.
Now, what she told me, she was like, "Oh, well, you can pass for probably like an islander or something like that." Or I was like, "Cause I thought you were probably like Spanish because of the way you look." I was like, "I don't look no ounce of Spanish. I don't know what the hell are you talking about." Whatsoever. And so she was like, "So are you from here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from here." But she didn't get it when I said like I'm not like, I'm actually from here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the fact that I'm born here, it's that my people are literally from here. They don't get the concept that there are Black Americans. Before they push that out, it's you're from the Caribbean or you're from some other goddamn place. I'm like, I'm not that. She was like, she asked me like, are you like half Asian? I'm like, I'm not. No. No. Like he tells, like I'm an indigenous to this land. I am a natural born citizen. My people built this country.
No,
she still didn't get it. And she was like,
they get it now though. Like a lot of them realizing that no, we not y'all, and they understand because these are the same people that used to just tell us, "Oh, you just Black." So they understand just Black was just us who was really from this country.
And she said, "You need to look deeper and find out where you're really from." I was like, huh? What?
What you should have told us, the culture that you cosplaying is why you can't recognize a Dominican from a FBA. Because if they dress the way they usually dressed on the island, you will be able to tell who Dominican and who Haitian and who not.
Yeah, my homeboy told me they don't because he's from the island. He was like, yeah, they don't really dress like how they dress here. They don't dress how they dress like on the island.
Yeah, they do. They be cosplaying. That's why I'm telling you. She understood exactly who you was. She was just trying to do that thing that Busta Rhymes was trying to do when he lied and said America don't really have no culture. They got their culture from the Caribbeans, and no, they didn't. Y'all got it from us when y'all came here. Y'all saw exactly how we was doing it, and you decided, oh, I'm gonna copy them. Cause truth
Yeah,
be
but
told,
Bussy
a lot
Rhymes
of
is telling
culture
lies.
came from the South, and then people have no connection to the South.
Yep.
Their people are not from the South. They understand exactly who we are.
Well, they'll all be finding out come next year when ICE comes strolling into New York, even
I
deeper than
can't
ever.
wait until February 2026. It's gonna be something to watch on TV.
Oh boy, when that's announced, man, you know what? I'm probably going to take off of work that day because I definitely want to hear this. Definitely
What
want to hear that.
what is it? The 6th?
What the announcement? I
Like when
think
they gotta be up out of here? Like is it
yeah,
February 6th?
it's a February 6th, but they also supposed to be going in on the 14th Amendment
Damn, I can't wait for that.
because
Gonna be a beautiful day indeed.
It really
now they get
is.
yeah look, now they got no choice but to look at it. You got the Somalis scamming, and you finding other people are scamming, and they've been scamming. Um, and then you got the unaliving of one of the guards that Trump appointed. So now he's not only looking at illegals, he's looking at legals as well.
Did the
So
other man survive?
I think he did. I think he did. They're gonna march him around like a national hero.
Cause them Afghanis been doing too much. They was in Texas with it. They was trying to do something in Louisiana, in Los Angeles. I heard that for Christmas and New Year's they were trying to plan you know what. And I think in the DFW area in Texas they was trying to plan something else for like a school. One of them universities out there was throwing having something at the football field, and they thought they was gonna come there with a bunch of explosives and do what Afghanis people do. These people been wilding out. They should have never been allowed to come into our country.
Which is funny because if you go to their country, they can't like women can't criticize the government, right? But when they
Yep.
come over here, they'll be like "Death to America." Well,
And
I'm like,
I hate that they got me agreeing with these supremacists, but I do agree that people who hate America should never be allowed to get a visa.
and
And
that's why,
they be saying it in their country that they can't stand us and hate us.
and
So why would y'all let all these people in here?
and that's why he's checking. That's why he's like putting out like, "Yo, we're checking everyone's social media.
Hmm.
Uh, anything you put online, it's going to be scrutinized. Your ID, you're going to have
And
to go."
any of them that wave their foreign flag here,
Yes,
and their visa
Oh,
should be deported.
They need to go deported ASAP. If
because
they ever if they ever
that's like
burnt the
we
American
treating them.
flag, yeah,
All
deport
the
them.
Mexicans that was doing that, burning the flag, and then they need to go too. Go if you love Mexico so much, let's send you back to the border. What's funny? Them people know they don't want to be in Mexico. They know even right now the C group is over there taxing everything they do, so they don't even want to be out there.
But what's funny? I think they had an executive order where they deported 2 million Mexicans back to Mexico. He need to do that right now. He'll get rid of 10 million, become a national hero. Do that nonsense.
They really do, all of them. Because what I don't get is what's the issue now that Trump want to do it, but y'all was silent when Obama was doing it. Y'all didn't even know he was out there sneaking and deporting all of y'all.
I ask y'all a question. When they say y'all could produce everything except an FBA president, what do y'all say to that? They're talking about Obama being kidnapped. Here's my thing. Some of them presidents didn't they have black ancestry, black American ancestry?
Yeah,
I
some of
think
them
there's
did.
some Dutch. Go ahead.
Some of them did, but they all related except for Trump. Like all the presidents that we've ever had are all connected to the same, including Obama. They all connected to the same lineage that's connected to the crown.
And it was a little white girl who figured that out too. That's crazy.
So if of course I do believe there are some FBAs that are connected to some of them, but they gotta understand everything that they've done. Even the Ellis Island babies that they brought up in here was used to undermine us. They never gonna try to put us in office. They always gonna find another way that they could try to undermine us, and that's not even my worry. I don't care if we have an FBA president, because guess what? If he the president, eventually he probably bought out. So I don't care if they have a figurehead that's, oh look, we got our first FBA, but that don't matter to me. Because majority of these people don't care, and they do exactly what our, like Jesse Jackson and all these people that we have in position, they are bought out. Because I think they said that, what's that man with the blow pop head and the skinny body now, Al Sharpton, he going against us, and he FBA. So it don't matter who we have in office and who we got doing whatever. They gonna buy him out. So I
Hey,
don't
Ink,
care.
Ink, you know he was an informant the whole goddamn time.
Yes, he was. That's why I
Mhm.
don't care and trust. And you know what it is. Anybody that's in position, they have to be bought out. And it's funny. I hate to be like a conspiracy theorist, but you look at their hand gestures. You know who are part of these secret societies and who not. The ones that's not a part of them, they unalive them. So we know what it is. That's why they mad at FBA, because ain't no leader. They've been trying to find a leader this whole time because they want to take somebody out. Can't take a whole 50 million people out.
Nope, impossible.
And the fact is, the way that we run motherfuckers down such a broad,
Yep.
different spectrum way, like, yeah, ain't no damn leader. Like, get over it. It ain't no leader. We an ethnicity. We a lineage.
Yep.
We the descendants of that 14th Amendment that your president talking about, that the Supreme Court talking about, that y'all thought niggas would be erased from. What the hell you talking about? Nigga, we them people. Deal with it. Shit.
Exactly. And that's why they mad too, because that's why I don't get mad. It don't bother me that we don't have nobody in office. That will never bother me, because we will never have nobody to undermine us, come in and sweet talk us, and then do the exact opposite. That's what we've always been used to. And they know that tactic don't work, so they not gonna give us that. I don't care about that. I want my
Yeah.
reparations. I don't care if we ever have somebody in office. Give me what's mine.
I think what we need political influence, but kind of having, and eventually, yeah, we get some people in, because we do got some people in the seats that's holding it down, like on state and local levels. We definitely got people that's holding it down, but this is more about us suffocating our dollar.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to that point where we learn how to, I think this is the right way to use this word. Um, when we learn how to treasury each other, like when I say treasury, like we learn how to um dictate our money, and we like, we dictate our money, like we donate our money only to our own
Yep.
causes. Like we create a treasury where only, shit, you gotta be genealogy to even donate here. We don't want none of your, we don't want,
Exactly.
yeah, we don't want none of your dark money. Nah, you gotta be genealogy to even donate. You gotta be genealogy to have a say so. You gotta have genealogy to withdraw from this account. So like once we get in there too, and real shit, like we definitely get into that point where, so then we get to the point where we start, like, every pay period, whatever.
Ink, they made me remove you. They made me. Fuck. They said some disinformation, which was not true, but they made me remove you. That's why I had to drop you.
Man, they be
Yeah.
joyriding on this
What did she
man.
say? She didn't even say nothing.
She wasn't even saying nothing.
That's what I'm saying. So they restricted the live now. All right.
They
Whatever.
restricted the whole
It might
live, but
go away
yeah,
in 10 minutes.
yeah. Give it like 5 minutes, 2 minutes to go away. That's what mine did from
Yeah, it's all
earlier.
good. It's all
But yeah,
good.
once we start
That's what I'm
dictating
taking a
our
look.
actual cash, it's about to be crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, I'll land with that.
That's what I've been kind of taking a look at because I learned some things last night. Talking to KO and this enigma thing and why they're doing this and how they're able to, to tell you, okay, remove this person. Because I was going to ask you, sir, because this is my first time on your platform. Did you send me an invitation? Because I got an invitation.
I'm not sure, Sister Bridget.
Okay, because
But
I got an
I
invitation
appreciate you
and I
being here, though.
accepted it.
I
Well,
appreciate you
thank
coming.
you. Hi, everybody. I've just been doing a little bit of studying, this algorithm. You sent me an invitation. I accepted it. Okay, right. But you don't remember if you did it. Okay, last night or in the wee hours, KO was on, and there was a way that he could be lurking in the hallways and he could actually pull himself up on your platform. And I was thinking,
Okay.
now, BX, is you being like sometimes, like your moderators or certain things, do you have certain privileges to be able to do that? Because I've heard you say, tell so and so to let me up. Are you able to pull yourself up on your own on somebody's platform?
No, but my page is also private, but there's a new feature that wasn't there when I first started going live, and that is called auto ad. So the host, when you
Yeah,
get,
that was gonna. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Go ahead, BX. Yeah, they got the auto
So
ad. Some people have it on. Go ahead, BX.
right. That's something I would always make sure it's off, but I like echo chambers, right? So the host has to double check his settings and make sure that it's not auto ad. Also, you got to understand the system after maybe about 30 minutes to 45 minutes will send out invites to people who follow the host or who is friends to the host. So, like, I'll be on Leo's live about a good 45 minutes in, and then I'll get a notification. Leo Spell invites you to, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So and that has always been there. They notify our followers that we're live. So maybe that's the invite that you received. But as far as auto ad, that's new. That's actually new. And all hosts should decide if that's right for them. Because when I mod for them, like when I mod in one room, not to call him out, but I be going my little heart out, and then I drop somebody, and next thing I know, boom, they back on the panel. I'm like, host, what happened?
No, yeah, I know what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I was already in the comments section, just chilling and looking at some different things. And I got an invitation from the comments section to come up, to accept to join the panel. I could decline or accept. Now, what just happened to the young lady, Inc., someone or whatever it's like particularly like say that they'll say complain against her.
Right.
And it doesn't matter, like wherever she is, if she's in your live or his live or my live, they're complaining against her. So wherever she is, and then they sent you that thing where you say, well, you have to drop her. You just got that thing, that notice,
Okay,
young
she
man.
got a violation and they made her get off the panel. Ink, is your page okay? Cause yeah, one time I was like on a whole nother live, just talking my little heart out. And when I got off that live, they had suspended my account for a few days from a previous live that not the one that I just dropped from. They pretty weird.
See, all this is crazy, yeah. And
They
I'm
black.
wondering, if this like an attack on FBA and everything, because I don't see the problems like that on other people's things. It's like, man, it's like I've been just going
Well,
around and
they
just
always
looking around,
target us.
hanging
So
out, and all of a sudden people start getting distracted. I mean, extracted, and they're getting notices about, take this person down, and then, because it happened 3 different times for FBAJ. Yeah. So it's like they're just getting too technical about you can't say anything, your freedom of speech, your rights, and cutting off your gifts and all these different things, and then just right out extorting money, taking 20% of this and that from the host and all these different things.
But
It's like, man,
what is that? So you know what I just realized today? I got a notification and it said warning removed. So what I did was the last time I got my page that I got a violation, I took the TikTok training. It's a series of questions based off of the rules and guidelines. And they said, okay, you passed. They only give you 2 times to pass. So you got to be on point,
wow.
right? And it's pretty much common sense. It really is
Mhm.
common sense.
Okay.
So I passed, and then they were like, and then today, and that had to be maybe about 2 weeks ago, they said warning removed. So I guess if you take the training and your account stays in good standing, you don't get any more violations, they'll remove certain violations or warnings. I was
Wow.
surprised, y'all.
That's good though. If that warning shows up in your bio,
yeah, I've seen that before. They say 3 days and
Um,
they'll take it off. That happened to me
it shows
before a
up
few
in your
times.
bio.
in my bio? No,
Yeah.
in my notifications.
Oh, because a couple of years ago, it was showing like it was like every black person. This is no jive. Had a warning in their bio about I don't know. It was just like really really crazy about you know I don't even remember it, but I know that everyone had it. about being careful going on this live or going on their platform. It was just really weird. And it was like everywhere you went, everywhere you turned, everyone had it. And then when you go on, the other people, our counterparts, they didn't have it. They were banning pages left and right every day, all day, just banning, banning, ban. You would go over to your following. You go over to your following and you press in user, USER, and you type it in. And what comes up is all of the pages with no pictures, like right there next to you. And they'll all pop up. And you'll see that a lot of those pages are banned. And so you got people that you're following or that they're following that no longer have pages. But TikTok doesn't get rid of them. You have to manually get rid of them yourself. So that's just a tip. Yeah, that part.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, you're good.
I was just
No, that's
curious,
that,
like,
that,
what's
that's
going
that's a good
on?
thing for people to know. Yeah, especially people. They're running this damn test at my place, but it's a good thing for people to know.
We do have somebody new on the panel. It says who did, and I can't see the rest of your name. May we have your ethnic group?
Who did you boycott?
Oh, the Africans, the Caribbeans, the Asians, the Afro Latinos. That nail shop is definitely on the list now. I gotta find the foundational Black American who does feet. So I boycott everybody
Hold
effectively
on,
in
wait, Sister
your
BX, hold
city.
on. Who did you boycott? You from Twitter?
Oh,
Yeah, I think that's her.
Is that Sister? Who did you boycott?
I think that's her. Maybe we'll see.
why? There's an issue.
Nah, she good. I just want to make sure ain't nobody taking her name,
Oh,
like these Africans and shit be doing.
oh, okay, no problem.
Hello, who did you boycott? We just
You
want to
gotta
hear
come
the
off your,
voice.
yeah, you gotta come off
I
your mic.
boycotted, I just did African braid chop. I just boycott everybody. But then I also look at videos
Yeah,
where
hold
there
on,
are people, they have neighborhoods.
Sister Bridget, Sister Bridget. 1 second, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
Her name is her name is who did you boycott? That's her name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, her name is
Is
who
that
did you
a
boycott?
is that grandma boycott?
That's why I'm trying to hear her voice. Can you come off your mic? Go ahead and speak. Who did you boycott?
Off your
Yeah,
mic,
I
sir.
don't.
If you just, if we'll hear you. Maybe she just has an issue with, because she's off her mic, but I don't see her box
Yeah,
lighting up. Somebody says that's her, and somebody else says that's not her. So I don't know. We need you to speak. You could look at her page. Maybe, she has something that looks familiar.
That done to me too, where they made a whole page. I mean, they used all my pictures and everything.
Oh, wow.
Hey, I just wanted to say that I had a heated discussion with a cousin in reference to what's going on across all social media with, FBA and the American Indians. And her point is, well, how does that affect me? And I think that's a problem we're going to have going forward, is that you will have FBAs who don't know they're FBAs, who are in higher positions, who are affluent, who don't think that our everyday this situation is affecting them and it would not affect them negatively in the future. So I think we need to come up with a strategy with that, because that ties into the HBCUs, where they're less likely to want you to discuss this issue because they have a lot of African and Caribbean students. So I think we need to find a way in which to tackle that issue.
I think to that issue, Fat. I think what's gonna happen is the children in these schools are just gonna speak up for themselves. I think how that's gonna end up playing out is um yeah, there is going to be a hierarchy transition where, yeah, all these affluent people that think they're affluent, they could be in the talented 10. What's going to happen is the people that's not in the talented 10, you got to understand, you're not the talented 10. We're all talented. So you're the talented 10. What happens when the talented 90 start knocking at your door, and they start out inventing you, and they start out positioning you, and they're not influenced by your Greek letters. What happens then? I think that's what is gonna end up leaning towards. I kind of look at it as like Shador, Shador Sanders, right? So he's not talented 10. He's not doing none of that other stuff. He's a college kid that made it to the NFL, but he's the child of Deion Sanders. Now, what happens is the NFL doesn't like him because he's not impressed by the NFL glitter. The glitter the NFL wants to hand out to him, he's just not impressed by it. He's Deion Sanders' son. Like, we are Black Americans. We're not impressed by your talented 10 or your affluency. Nigga, we Black Americans. And I think that's the same way. So the same way Shador is not impressed by the glitter that the NFL wants him to be starstruck by, that's the same way I feel like our children in these HBCUs and just across the nation are gonna start looking at their own self-esteem grow. That Black American self-esteem is boiling and growing at a rate that can't be calculated. Um, that self-esteem is so strong that people wish that they can always control them. When it's uncontrollable, it's move out the way. It'll get to a point where Black Americans will just start creating their own Black American social clubs in school, and they'll start asking these questions because they are listening to you, Sister Fat, and they are listening to me and BX and Rivy. They listening to the truth be told. So when they take the truth that's being told and they start doing these experiments with their Caribbean friends or their African friends, and their Caribbean friends and their African friends respond the same ignorant, uneducated answers that these Africans and Caribbeans respond with, like they are on the internet, you're gonna see Black Americans just start distancing themselves from those groups. Also, they're gonna start asking their deans and their teachers, "Where are you from, by the way? Are you Black American? Why did you want to teach at a HBCU, a Black American historical college, if you wasn't gonna dig deep into our history?" I think that's gonna be one of the greatest uh like snowball effects of delineation, is our college children switching from thinking that they only can be talented 10 to understand that they are the talented 90. If that kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
Absolutely, brother Simon. Yep.
Yeah, because like that's where a lot of, in a sense, the jealousy and probably like our issues with each other are what you call it, like I want to say jealousy, just like our issues. Yeah, our miscommunication comes in. It comes in when you have a small group of people that are saying that you have to give me seniority over you because I somehow have a degree, or because I joined this group, and but guess what? I can't hold you. The fucking D9 niggas that I know, I make more money than all of these niggas. These niggas ain't rich. It's more broke D9 niggas than it is ones that's actually out here being like multi-millionaires and all this other shit. What they are, a lot they're in like, I guess you could call them a lot of like social networking. Like, they gatekeep certain information. They may be in the office when you go apply for a loan, and you think you got a friendly Black face in the bank, and nah, they only looking for other D9s. You feel me? To push forward. I think another thing our children should start asking is, why you letting immigrants into our D9 and into your D9, or D9 organizations anyway? Why are you doing that? Because that's all these immigrants are doing, and then because their ancestors don't have any legacy to D9. They can't find a ancestor that was here, you know, early on, and where going to college was so rare that the D9 organizations had to be formed, you know, out of safety. These immigrants don't know that battle, and so but you give them but I think our children are going to start asking some very prominent questions. And I don't think they're going to rest until they get a very respected, prominent answer back. Um, so yeah, it's going to be, things don't happen in one day. Things don't happen in one week. Things don't happen in 1 month. But uh, you keep the pressure. I think we keep the message up. It keeps the pressure on them. They're gonna have to start answering questions face to face. I think a lot of time. I think also the parents of the children are gonna start um questioning certain curriculum. Like, why y'all always teaching this Pan African bullshit? Like, that Pan African, like Black Americans haven't gotten anything results in a large in a big aspect from Pan Africans uh in the last 10, 20 years. What the fuck Pan Africanism did for us? It got us an African president that tried to erase our our ancestors' label of Negro because all of the documentation and all of the royalty that is attached to. It got us a half immigrant Jamaican, half immigrant Hindu as a vice president that thought she could, oh, speaking of D9, thought she could AKA sister girl wash her collard greens in the bathtub and play in our
Yeah.
local face. You feel me?
Damn.
While she's trying to be an AKA. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's a Kamala Harris is probably the biggest example of an immigrant tether inside of our D9 associations, where they think that just because they pledged that they now are. They think because they pledged, they are now of the 14th Amendment. Oh, yeah, let's bring it up. See, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think our children and the parents are going to start asking. So when we're going to start teaching how these great Black Americans have 50,000 patents, and you have to be of the emancipated group out of U.S. chattel slavery to even be considered a Black American, because that's what it breaks when ethnicity, pride, and self-esteem grows. Other melanated people have to understand that they are not of that pride or that ethnicity. They're not. These are not your ancestors. These are my ancestors, and those are yours. I'm gonna say one more thing, because this kind of goes back into Malcolm X. When one of the sisters said that these Caribbeans didn't even know that uh, Malcolm X mom was half Grenadian, the fact that they didn't know is shown in their music. Uh, Jimmy Cliff never mentioned Malcolm X in his music. Bob Marley never mentioned Malcolm X in his music. Buster Rhymes. Who else? Buja. None of this. Bounty Killer. None of these. None of the Trinidadians. None of the people in Grenada mention Malcolm X's name in their music. So
The big guy, Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls never mentioned Malcolm X in their music, because you know why? Because they know because they thought he was full Black American freedmen. They thought he was
You
full
know what, bro?
foundational.
Did Biggie even mention he was Jamaican in any song?
Nah, yeah, he ain't been
Mm.
able to
I
mention
didn't
that.
know about this information until like maybe a couple of days ago. I never knew. I never followed them anyway. But I wanted to say something real quickly back to that BX. You're at level 24. At level 25, they're gonna off. You know, you're gonna get this Enigma thing. You see there that blue right next to your name where it says 24 BX. Right there next to your name, it says 24. At level 25, you get this enigma thing where you'll
Right in the
be able.
comment. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, I
He
see
cooking
level
right now.
24.
Yeah, at
Mhm.
25, you get this thing where it's called Enigma and it's a
Mhm.
mask and it'll explain, everything to you. But it's along the lines of being able to go like in the hallways and things like that. But you'll be able to actually pop up into somebody's live and not being invited, in other words.
Yeah, but even when I'm like sharing or requesting, when I'm requesting to come on a panel, if the host takes too long to pull me up, sometimes I've hit a button that says, try these other creators while waiting, and it'd be some foreign type of thing. I'm like,
Right.
how the fuck I get here? So they do have some features, but I never knew it was according to our gifting level.
Yes, according to your
But
gifting, because people that are gifting, like big givers and
mhm.
big generous people, they hide their gifting. They can hide their gifting with this feature because so that they don't get stalked by people that are like, oh, that's the number one gifter. Or that's
Well, I got to tell you, Bridget, you see where we have the coin indicator, how much we have, how many coins we have. Simon's, Fats, and mine looks different from yours. Yours look like a music note almost, and ours look like what? I don't know. I want to say some type of leaf. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Yeah, so
Wonder
you're
what
you're
that
just
means.
a point away or whatever it is from being level 24, and then you'll get this mask. So like you'll be like kind of masky wherever you go, and you'll get more privileges in terms of they won't harass you as much. And because you have to also put it on each and every time, because if you're a level such and such a gifter, then you get harassment from other people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, she's a big gifter. Let's get her into a battle, blah, 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 that kind of thing. And it's for your own protection and privacy.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because I
that's
know we
good.
had
I'm
to do
glad they
that for
have the
Cece.
protection. Oh,
Because
that's
people that gift and, they're givers and, generous people, you also, just like, how it is, just like in real life, people follow you around like, oh, you're a gifter, blah, 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 yada, da. So that hides that part of you. Like when you're gifting and who you're gifting to, ba ba ba, it won't show that this came from BX, so forth and so on. When you get to that next level, 25,
right.
and it's right there, you're coming upon it. So I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Simon. I just wanted to relay that to her because with the doxing and everything that goes on and everything and stuff like that, I just wanted to give her a little bit of information for more protection of privacy, and since she already does have a private page.
Nah, that's cool. I don't know nothing about this. TikTok got so many little levers on it and knobs and buttons. BX is still trying to tell me how to, you know,
I'm just as lost, bro.
how to
I don't know.
monetize.
I could barely set up the panel. I'm just as lost.
Yeah, TikTok got mad little, like mad. It's like a big ass, like Crash Bandicoot. It's mad different little awards you could get for doing this and that. So it's like this shit like Mario Kart. Out this shit. I ain't got time to be
Exactly.
pushing and testing all these damn buttons. But yeah, but Sister Fat, yeah, she left to say. But yeah, I think that's just what it's gonna be. It's just gonna be very organic. The same way we don't got no leader. All we're doing is telling the truth about our history. Is the same way it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow the education system. It's gonna grow the business sector. The Black American delineation is gonna be so productive in the United States that it's gonna you're gonna visually be able to see it, um, especially once we do get into a lot more of the state and like local, lobbyists and just like different social groups. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be. I believe it's gonna be very productive for us, and it's in the long run, as it's already shown to be, because we are Americans. No matter how much people wanted us to be, it's so weird. These immigrants wanted us to be immigrants, showing that they understand nothing about our U.S. government. our Constitution, our amendments. They just came to America to, to get handouts. Immigrants come to the United States for handouts, and we were so generous to allow them to. Black Americans could have cut generations of immigration out of the United States decades ago. We could have been like, even if we did, even if the MLK, even if he did do what he did back in the '60s, by the '90s we could have been cut that shit. Early 2000s could have been cut. We could have been, but everything happens in due time. I guess we needed to see that a lot of immigrants look at us as a competing group. They don't look at us as one, and they want to step over us, the best they could whenever they get a chance to. And they thought that they can be equivalent to the European when it comes to discrimination. They thought they would have that autonomy, and no, bitch, fuck you talking about. All right, I'll leave. I'll leave.
I never seen so much of the hatred and the excitement to be so angry and bitter because I don't know. I'm sure you guys may remember there was this girl called Mommy at Home something. She was an African girl and she came on and she didn't get to whatever she wanted off the panel. So she was going around. And I was just kind of strolling around. I said, oh yeah, this is this girl that was earlier. And so I just went in and I'm in the comment section. I'm just watching. And she was the girl with the two mixed babies and Croatia and from Croatia or whatever. And everybody was saying how beautiful her kids was and this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden somebody came in and they said, real nasty, like FBA, just real nasty, vulgar, real nasty. And this girl, this is not an exaggeration that this girl, she was standing up already because she had her camera on and she was like leaning over in her kitchen on the counter. She stood up and cheered like as if she was at a football game, both hands in the air. Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes, and just screaming. I was like, wow.
But Sister Bridget, with that being said, that kind of leans into the prompt a little bit. From a female perspective, have you seen like, okay, if the foreign woman is, let's say, a little bit more attractive, because most of them aren't, is more attractive, that some of these FBA men will kind of be enamored with them and kind of get a little off cold with it?
Um,
Or
I
no, you
try to.
haven't seen that?
I saw that. I saw that, and then like in the wee hours, like 3, 4 o'clock in the
Not much
morning.
washing, huh?
Yeah, a couple
That's
guys be
worse.
like, "Oh, go
That's
ahead, what you got to
worse.
say?" That kind of thing. Yeah, I seen that like a couple of times. In the wee hours, and just kind of kicked off of a couple of panels too, in light of maybe a younger, prettier girl from Africa and things like that. And
Wow.
that's what happened. I was complaining about that yesterday because somebody brought up his name and they said, "Oh, what a B he was," and it was liberal. And I remember, and then BX was there too, or either it was BX. And all of a sudden, this girl came on, and like I said, she was younger. Uh, she's what I would call wasn't like gorgeous or anything, but she was a normal pretty girl and she had this really mouth on her boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. And she was saying all this stuff and she wouldn't let anybody talk. And he literally dropped us. Dropped me so that he could talk to her and explain to her and try to talk to her about, FBA and this and that. And I'm like, what are you explaining to her? She don't want to hear any of this. She could care less. Meanwhile, we were all having a good conversation. So yeah, in that instance. And then I've just been hearing different things lately about
So, liberal been tripping lately because I
that's
know he.
that's what I heard. That's what I hear from KO. And yeah, and I did experience, one or two incidences there on liberal. I don't like the part about when people say stuff like, "Oh, if you don't tap the screen, we're cutting off the comments."
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that the people in the comments, they have like kind of like their own thing going too along with the program as far as if you're tapping and you're tapping and you're commenting and you commented like 300 or 500 different times, you get tickets for that. You get like privileges for that. And you get to post it and it's like, oh, you made 500 comments, you know? So if you're taking off the comments and people can't comment because you don't like the fact that they're not giving you taps, it's like really weird, you know? It's like it's like, I can't explain it. So
I
I
mean, I
usually just
wouldn't.
go away.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't take that personally. I think it's homogenizing. Like the taps go with the comments go with the taps. I think if you're hosting a page, if you're the host, then yeah, I mean, if
I don't know. I don't
they
think
could
that
run
people
their
understand what the taps are. The
tapping
tap,
the screen.
yeah, I don't know if they know what the likes are. It's for two
Yeah,
different things.
what do the likes do?
It's
Because
Oh
two
yeah, I
does
different
it
get you.
boost your page?
You definitely probably know more than me.
on the algorithm. It's two different things. It used to be where those likes actually appended to your likes. You know, when you have like 3 followers and 4 followings and 32
Okay.
likes, those likes are used to go to your likes. And now I'm seeing things where, and also this is another thing, as you tap the screen, that's what's making your numbers go up to people to come into the room and get you toward the FYP. And you see at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the names start moving really, really fast. Boom, 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 boom. Like 50 comments, 50 comments every 5 seconds. And when you see that happening, that's you on the FYP. And the more that you're on the FYP, like when people go on the live, your live is the first one that they come to. And that's what you want. You want the tapping and the tapping to open up the numbers and people come into the room by seeing you on the FYP.
Good morning, Nikki.
Hey, what's up, sister?
Peace, Nikki.
But Sister Bridget, that's a lot of info. See, I had no idea that's what I'm saying. All of those underlying things, attributes that TikTok got. I mean, it's cute.
Yeah, those are things that have never changed because the more you're on the FYP, the more you have access to, the more you have access to the masses. Because if there are a billion downloads and you're on the FYP and you're first or second or third on the FYP, who are they going to see first? They're going to see you. And if you're talking about FBA and delineation and things of that nature, that brings it in more where you get more of the proper information given out, which is
You know
excellent
what I
because you
look
have got
at
like
it like?
Simon and Professor Allen and BX and Wolfie giving out actual teaching information. It's like, yeah, okay, it got out. And not only did it get out, but it got out on the FYP.
I hear what you're saying. That's a that's a lot of dictating.
Information.
It, yeah, I look at it this way. If I don't get it out, somebody gonna get it out. I ain't about to,
Yeah, I don't trip
That's on.
either.
Yeah, Sister Brit. I just don't want you to take offense if somebody's like, "Yo, tap the screen so I could," you know, so that they can get their likes up because the host is usually the one. They're the one holding the space. And then eventually they turn it back on, and then get back to what it
Oh no,
is.
I don't really take it personal. I don't take it personal at all. I'm just saying how it hinders them.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything for me at all because I just go on to the next one. It just hinders them because usually when people that are in the comments and the comments are turned off and they're not usually platform people and they're not really want to be up, like you see a lot of times people say, oh, did you mean to come up here, or was it an accident, that kind of thing. A lot of people aren't media people or camera people. I'm not a camera person as much, but I try to be on a platform because I just, started these anxiety attacks and things like that. And I'm mostly in the comment, but there are a lot of people, there could be like, like you say, if there are 400 people in the comments, there's only 12 people on the platform. So the comment section is moving. But if you turn off the comments, then they're no longer can participate.
Participating. Yeah.
They'll
Yeah, I
leave.
get you.
Yeah. It's
Hmm.
for the
Right.
host. It's not for us because we just go on to another comment section.
Yeah, exactly. Just or another live. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
we just go on to another live,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I get upset
but
when the comments get cut off too if I'm in the chat. Like, damn, you be in a real good comment battle and one not about to hit send on your last um on your last comment and they like comment not posted. Comments turned off.
Yeah, because we're usually trolling and saying, okay, she answered something I said, but where was it? And you look for it because, a lot of times in the comment section, if you got 400 people in the comment section, or like the 64 right now, you have 133 on the panel. So the other 60, where are they? They're in the comment section. And a lot of times they may come up and they may say, oh, well, this is my first time, on your panel. But they've been in the comment section like for days or months or whatever the case may be. Not everybody has, you know, this, you're kind of shy or maybe and not want to be like on TV or on screen and that kind of thing. So they have their own little thing going on in the comment section. That's the community. And if you
Yeah,
turn that off,
exactly.
they feel like they're not a part of.
Hmm.
It's like, man, what happened? I gotta, and right when I'm getting ready to spell out, the F word, it's like the comments are turned off. It's like, man, I'm sorry.
You're right. You're right. Okay. Y'all are welcome to come up. This is a safe space for the lineage. So come up, speak your mind. We're not really talking about the prompt anymore, so anybody's welcome to come up and speak.
I'm sorry, I didn't even address the prompt. Do foreign accents have FBA men and women acting unwise? Maybe. I maybe. But I know it really upsets me when I get a really thick accent. It really upsets me.
I
And
should have worded it differently because it's not so much about the accent, more so about the person, like the immigrant that they are put it on a pedestal because they're attracted to him over an FBA, and I have an issue with that because it's like you can't be picking and choosing when you want to be on page.
oh,
See what I'm
really?
saying?
Do you think the people are
This
attracted to the
happens.
accents?
Not the accent, but the person. Like it's like this person on the bottom right. I've seen this South African go on multiple lives and get like damn near almost love. Like yo, like how you doing? Like I'm not saying you got to be an asshole to him, but to kind of put him on a pedestal where it's kind of like you letting shit slide about how we know how they people move because you don't want to offend this person or you're attracted to him. That's
Right.
that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
So that was my point. I should have worded it.
I see what you're saying.
What do you think about that, Sister Bridget?
I think I've seen that before. When he's put it like that, because I've seen them do that before. And I was almost tempted to ask because I know that economists had been with a long term in a relationship with an
Oh,
African
he's a
woman.
SA fanboy. He's a SA.
Yeah, he's
Anything
been
South
with an African
African,
woman. I was going
he's
to ask
bending
him, what was
over.
that like?
He's bending over for
I thought,
anything South African. Don't matter.
oh, okay,
I've
because
seen him do it.
maybe it's none of my
I've seen.
business.
He's attacked me in the comment section over South African.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
that's when I started having a problem with him.
Right.
That's
And
like
I,
because
and
I
I
remember
don't mean
him
to
from
talk about him because
because
he's not here to defend
yeah,
himself,
even if he
but
was
I'm
here, I
just
talk
using
about him.
him
Y'all
as
can
an
share the
example
live with
very
him. Tell
quickly.
him I'm talking about him. But like I said, I know him from Twitter, and he's always been like anti FBA. So it's interesting when he came over here, he kind of is switching his stance. So I've noticed that a lot of these people from Twitter that y'all don't know had these different views, and now they don't. So I look at them kind of like side eye. But liberal for sure was anti FBA for sure, and he rocks
Yeah,
with them
because
Pan
one night he was
Africans.
going out of his
So I
way to
don't get it.
prove Gullah Geechee and Creole and Haitian, and that the Haitians were brought over and they were here and there. And I was like, wait a second, he's like offbeat here. And yeah, I kind of left, and it's like that's a lot. And I do notice that, but I saw it as like maybe just a little bit like a microaggression or something that he might be slightly favoring uh the women more so than with the accents and wherever they're from and stuff like that. I kind of saw that a little bit too. I just thought it was a man thing.
American House. Yes, yes, yes.
So when because liberal had made Miyamad, Ishamad, and Ebony, right? And I think Sister Bridget too. But then he would say stuff about FBA. And so I explained to him that FBA is not against those who identify as Negro, right? Because, it's the Negro, those who identify as Negro and stuff. And I tried to make him see that although he may have some feelings about global blackness, for right now, in this country, we are focusing on us. Me personally, I'm not one of those who be like after delineation. No, delineation is a lifestyle because they've been so disrespectful for over 60 years. They're not going to change their mindset, but we're going to make them respect us, right? They're not going to undermine us. And we know about it. Like, that's just dumb. So he would say little smart things, but he didn't. So I knew he had something against FBA, but I thought it was just that he didn't understand our ideology.
He's toned it down a lot for here because he realizes how strong we are on TikTok. We got a real presence, like a huge presence. Every year our presence grows. So he's toned it down a bit. But in those earlier days, yeah, he was saying all kind of oppy stuff. A lot of people were. So I side eye, I be side eyeing, but it is what it is. I'll
Yeah,
let you
he
make your own.
grew a lot.
I let people make their own decision about people. Let see for yourself. You'll see if you listen to them, you can hear it. But
So basically, people is using TikTok to kind of rebrand.
Yes,
rebranding,
sir.
striving. I'm telling you, brother, rebranding,
And no,
rebranding.
I wasn't a mod of his. His timing is different because when I mod for Tyreek, he likes to be on at the same time, and he's got like you said. I think that he's got something against FBAs to some degree.
Do you know Black 666?
No, why?
That's who he
Oh,
ran into. That's who he ran
you
into
talking about
first.
Africa Black?
Yeah, that's who he ran into.
Yeah.
That's who he ran
Oh,
into
you definitely
first.
was on X. You definitely was on X. Yeah, I done trolled him to oblivion. The cognitive is cognitive. They don't know about cognitive.
Oh yeah,
Man,
yeah.
cognitive. You gotta start going live, bro. But yeah, cognitive is different. But yeah, we used to all them panties, man.
Yeah, he ran into
But go, my fault. I cut you off. Go ahead.
he ran into Black first, and then Black told him he wasn't no damn FBA, this Pan African land over here and shit like that. And he started questioning like, what's a Negro? And then he went into he went into Indian space. It's like he got just confused by jumping in from space to space and shit like that. So he wasn't. And then he just started like hating on foundational Black Americans, and somebody explained to him like it's literally the same thing.
Exactly.
So it's like you could be Negro, you could be Foundation, you call yourself Black American, you're still the same shit, bro. Like it don't make a
Yeah,
difference.
I've been saying soul line a lot. I'm like I'm soul line. I'm Freedman. It's all the same.
Yeah, I say
The same. Yeah.
I'm saying FBA.
To
Remember
to
that morning, BX, when Liberal I was on, and you said, "Tell Liberal to let me up," and then he said, "Uh oh," and I asked him, he said, "Oh, remember that?" And you said, "Well, what's that all about?" I put something in your box or whatever in your DM.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like right after that. I haven't been over there in like a couple of weeks.
Well, Zipper was blocked on my page because I explained to him when I heard that the doxer was on his panel, and I explained to him that the doxer had, did XYZ and did this to
Mm-hmm.
women with children.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm scrolling, and they go liberal on the panel with all the doxers and a list. And I was like,
And the women.
it was so weird. And then misbehavior went over there. They had something with him, and he gonna hold this on. And somebody else. And it
Remember
was
all
just
the pages that he broke out that he'd been keeping track of everybody, what time they're
yeah,
on, and when they go to work, and all that. Remember all that?
yeah.
All that when
So
he had
I
all
like
that. I was like,
Ebony. I gotta tell you, I like Ebony, but She was his mod, and it seemed like she was kind of, but on the panel, I don't think she was exactly for misbehavior. And I was just like, I'm gonna block them both.
Mm-hmm.
And I go on with my life. I block and move on because I'm not here for the drama. I'm not here for friendship. I mean, it's nice, but I'm here to do the lineage work. And I got thrust into that because I was on the spiritual side and promoting my work. And I went to a Pan African live and I was like, oh, this is nice. Black Americans, the Africans, and oh, yeah. And they started that whole, how do you identify African American or Black American? So there was a
Oh
young
my
lady
God.
on the yeah. There was a young lady on the platform. She says, I'm Black American. They said, so the lady first, let me say this. She said, yeah, it shouldn't be no beef between us. We all have our problems. Black Americans wear too much weave and Africans bleach a lot. Oh my God. The
That's
Africans
funny.
went off on her, and then they started screaming, how do you identify? And those who are Black American was like, even though it's Black American, African American, but I never knew people were like, if you don't identify as African American, you hate yourself. I'm like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
in my late 40s. I wasn't raised to say African American, and it was really weird. And then I
Wow.
realized I had to pick a side.
That
Because I'm
would
not
could make
picking
me
the
nervous.
African side when you bullying one of my own. That's my
Right.
lineage, right? And ever since then, I've been to be, and then I used to mod for Shabu, and he always goes after the Latinos. Well, he has prompts, not go after.
Mm-hmm.
Prompts about who started hip hop, life in New York, stuff like that. They ain't really do shit. And so I was like, oh, this is cool. A New York panel. He Black American. Because it wasn't until I sat with people who identify as foundational Black American that I got to understand. Because I was looking at FBA like, why they got them flags in their bios? Now look at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they sat there and they explained a lot of things. Because coming from YouTube, Tyreek was arguing with everybody. I was like, oh, I don't want to see my people arguing with each other. Where's the calmness at? I didn't understand a lot of things. But it wasn't until I got to TikTok that I realized the Pan Africans and the Africans was trying to make us identify as African American, or we hated ourselves.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
yeah, it was
That's
really
that's
weird.
Pan African right there.
Good
But
Right.
morning,
the
Miss
young
Simone.
lady that you said, what's her name? She mods for
Wait.
him.
See what he's saying hi to. He's greeting a new panelist. Go
Oh, I'm
ahead.
so sorry. Go ahead.
Good morning, Miss Simone. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, y'all?
Hey, good. Hey, BX is from the, New York as well, Miss Simone.
I know I'm
Miss
very
Simone is.
familiar with
Oh, you know
BX.
BX. Oh, okay,
Yes,
cool.
I listen to her often on
But
different
but
panels. Yes.
tell everybody about your live that you do on Fridays.
Oh, you put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot.
High Five Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just kicking it like we on the porch, talking Black positivity, laughs, the news, whatever we want to talk about, really. Thanks to you, FBA, I'm coming up with prompts to put up on.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Watch this next one's gonna be fire. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
there.
So yeah, thank you for that. And yeah, let me just say to BX, so I grew up on Cedric Avenue. And when I hear you, just your accent, like I know your voice. Like I don't even have to. So you're pretty famous on here if you didn't know that. So anyway, thanks for the shout out.
Thank you.
My sister lives on Cedric Avenue. That's awesome.
Yeah, somebody needs to do a story on where hip hop was founded, like 1520 where Cool Herc was, but in the next building, um, like our police officers were federal agents. And I'll just leave it at that.
Do you know that I think it's Paramount. So we know Tariq did the microphone check, right?
Hmm.
And it was cool. It set the tone. They started realizing we about to start gatekeeping a lot of shit. Do you know I saw a trailer a few months ago from Paramount? Guess who's in it? LL Cool J, Run DMC, all these. And they go to Cedric and it says hip hop was born here, right? I guess
Hmm.
it must be Cool Herc's building. Guess who's making an appearance in it?
Oh Lord, I have no clue.
Fat Yo.
Oh my
So
God,
I
he's
don't
from the
think
other side of town.
right, but
BX,
he's the huh?
that jump. that
Did it
jump
release?
been out for like a minute. I don't think it's making any kind of noise.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Don't say it was out. Because we decided we're going to boycott it. Tariq was enough. But I do want to ask Tariq, can he do a part two? Because there's still elders
Yeah, we
of the
definitely need a
tribe.
part two.
Right. So
Hmm.
that's good. It's not
said he was
making no
gonna do one
noise.
about the West Coast.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Tariq
Yeah,
put
that
his
jump
video
with
in
LL.
there.
That joint ain't going nowhere. That like it been out for a minute. It ain't do nowhere near the numbers that microphone check did or nothing like that.
I gotta watch Microphone Check. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you gotta watch it. Classic.
Yeah.
And there's just nothing but facts, debunking, debunking, debunking. All the lies.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, because I mean, I got mad respect for Cool Herc, that's like from the block. But to be honest with y'all, I didn't even know he was Jamaican until like the 2000s. Like growing up, like he was cosplaying as we call it now. Like and Cedric Avenue was a middle class black community. It's not like it is today. So when he did that party, the black Americans that lived there, which were the majority, they were home and like what do you call it, business owners. Kids were going to private schools. Our elevators had music. Like it's not like it is today. So I think a lot of people don't bring that up, that he actually lived in a black middle class neighborhood when he started that party for his sister.
They don't.
It seemed like he was in the hood or something.
No, we it's the hood now because River Park Towers is down the block, but it was not hood in 1972. I promise you that. It was not, and the building next door, 1600, was middle class because of money from Nicky Barnes's people, and I'll leave it like that. That was the building for the women and children that Nicky Barnes and other hustlers in Harlem, they wanted to protect them from being down in Harlem. So they took over this building and to keep the women and children safe. So everybody had money. It was not a poverty stricken street at all. Not even hardly.
See that? We learn something new on TikTok every day.
Hey,
Every
BX.
day.
Every day, all day.
Huh?
Hey, BX. Guess who I met yesterday while I work?
Cool.
The woman who introduced Bob Marley.
What did
Who's
she
that? Who's that?
And who did she introduce Bob Marley to? Because I got to tell you, his son just made a video maybe a month ago stating that Bob's earliest fans were white tea, like hippie types. And Bob Marley and the people that managed him was saying they wanted to tap into the Black Americans. But for some reason, we wasn't feeling him. And so I think they contacted the Apollo, something like that, and that's how they kind of tapped him into Black Americans. Some, because I don't even think everybody rocked with Bob Marley.
Nope. She admitted it. She's like nobody rocked with him or anything like that. But she got what's the name to listen to his music. And what's that
But you said she's Black American.
yeah, I believe she's Black American.
Thank you.
If I'm not
Somebody in the
mistaken.
comment section is saying that Nicky Barnes is in the witness protection program.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Man, people, man, see, man, that reggae shit, man, it's cool and all, but ain't nobody going out their way to like listen to that shit though.
Listen, bro. She was like when I told her everything I knew, she was like, "Oh, you're a little scholar, huh?" It's like you really know your. She's like, you know your stuff. It's like I never ran into someone so young who actually knew the history of things. So she gave me my credit for that.
And to kind of speak to the prompt a little bit because I wanted to do that.
Yeah, go
one
ahead,
of the
bro.
things that one of the things. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, the unapologetic. What do you think about the prop? I kind of clarified it. I don't know if you heard me when I was clarifying what I really meant by it, but yeah, I just think
Yeah, you got some people who like fall for accents and shit like that, but I'm like, I can see, like,
it's
speak for
not, bro. It's
myself.
not even. It's not even so much the accent. It's more like I feel like if it's one of the more attractive immigrants, I
Uh huh.
feel like some of the FBA men get a little enamored with them and kind of get a little off code because they got these tether vision goggles on, and they're like, "Yo, like she look kind of good, so I'm gonna let this slide, let that slide." After we know how her people be talking about us, and I'm like, "You can't. We gotta be on code with it, no matter what, because that's dangerous. That's how empires fall. Is usually through a woman coming through the back door,
Correct.
infiltrating.
Correct.
So I don't know.
I
Yeah,
didn't
but
really see it as an accent. I kind of thought they were trying to make themselves sound like little girls, and I thought that that's kind of weird, actually.
listen, I already told you. To me, it sounds like if you ever heard a Somali talk, like you hear Ilhan on one talk, she be like like that. That's what a lot of women sound like to me, especially because I live in New York, so I got to deal with them disgusting ass accents every goddamn day. Like I can barely understand your ass.
I can. Okay, so I'm gonna say this right. So I can't speak for everywhere else, but I stay in the DMV area, and I know for a fact, like in like the early 2000s, it was like a thing to be foreign. You know what I'm saying? Like even my brother used to lie and tell girls that he was from Spain and shit.
Oh
Like
no.
Wait, what?
you know what I'm saying? He used
uh,
to man, he used to say all kinds of lies and shit to get girls and shit. And then you know what I'm saying? I had a couple of little Caribbean joints that I was dealing with, you know what I'm saying, back in my teens and all that, because they was wild and shit. So you know what I'm saying? Back in the early 2000s, that was like a thing, but that shit kind of played out now. But as far as today, I think a lot of these people, especially people who are like, the guy who we were speaking about earlier, some of them be in colleges, and I know especially down here in the DMV area, it's a lot of immigrants that be in these colleges, and you got our people who are friends with these people. They got relationships with these people. These people are in our fraternities and sororities and shit like that. So their mentality when they know that it's somebody foreign may be the kind of it's kind of like how we used to do white folks. You know what I'm saying? If we could just make them understand, if we could just talk to them, and you know what I'm saying, we could change them, we could make them come around, we could make them see the light and all this type of shit because they got those relationships, and I think that may play a huge factor in it too. Plus, you may have people who may still be out there chasing something foreign. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit. Even Tyler Perry, he made sure he got him an Ethiopian joint. You know what I'm saying? That the have his baby with. So I mean, chasing something foreign may still be a thing for some people. So I mean, and this is relatively new. You know what I'm saying? Like being pro Black American. I mean, shit, it's new to me. You know, I'm like everybody. I'm like a lot of people. I used to be Pan African. You know what I'm saying? All for Black people and all that type of shit like that.
Let me tell you something, bro. When I was growing up, it wasn't okay to be foreign. When I was in college, it wasn't the foreign like I wasn't looking for anybody foreign, and all the foreign people they're looking for someone who actually could speak fucking English to teach them English. Nobody wasn't really, nobody wasn't really checking for foreign
Go down to
foreigners.
Miami, and the guys would come over, or girls, and get with. an American person for 6 months, and they would just, just hang out, live together, and they're like all in love. But he or she was learning to speak English and vice versa, and that was the deal, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a real breathing. It's like, okay, I can speak enough to get what I need done, and grab some bucks over here, get a job, get a vehicle, and get moving. That's what it was all about. But lately, when you hear these accents, it's nauseating,
You get
man.
annoyed
When you're
with
on
them
this
folks.
panel and you're listening to one after another, it's like, oh my god, it's like fingers on a scratch board.
Yeah,
It
I
really is.
hate their accent. I really do. It's
Listen,
annoying.
I asked my son's mother. She's Trinity and Cuban. Mind you, I live in New York, so you got to forgive me. She's Trinity and Cuban, bro. When I heard her accent, I said, "Why the fuck do you sound like that?" she, she was she was like, "Sound
But you
like
knocked
what?"
her up though, bro.
She was like, "Sound
What
like
you
what?"
mean?
Huh?
I said you knocked her up though. So what you mean?
Hey, like I said, I live in New York. I was looking
So,
for my
Man,
I
you
was
was
looking
with
for
the
my,
so
shits,
wait.
man. Stop faking it.
Hold on. I think that the reason why you would get backlash is when you say you gotta, excuse me, this is what I say, have no regrets about your past, right?
oh, I ain't got
And
no
the
I ain't
fact
got
that
no
we did
regrets.
come, wait. The fact that we do come from such a diverse place, it's already a given. Some of us, let's not act like there's not other Black Americans out here, and Black Americans in New York are dating and marrying other Black Americans. But that's why people come at me because they don't like what I'm saying. But I ain't, how they find out my children were half Caribbean. I told them that, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
came up on these panels, said for full transparency, my children are, and I didn't know the term by ethnic at the time, half Caribbean. I don't regret my children. It was a different space and time. I was, into Pan Africanism, not as heavy as some, but heavy enough that I ain't dating white tea, right? But I don't get up here. Do I disparage Black American men? No. Do I disparage Caribbean men? No. What do I disparage? Or who do I call out, rather? The tethers. And if I gotta call out a raccoon, I'ma call them out too. So don't, when you say it like that, that's why I try to come up with, but you knocked her up. You know what? Yeah, you did knock her up, right?
I'm
But
gonna just say,
don't say it
see
like
me.
that. We get it.
I
Yeah.
was never a Pan Africanist or anything like that. I've always questioned like, why can't I find someone who is like who comes from where I come from around here, right? Every girl that I've like met, she's either a half, a quarter, or some other crazy shit. So
That's
I
the
was
way
like,
New York is now.
yeah, what? Listen, it's hard to, and even if you do find someone who was like you, they sometimes don't even know where the hell they come from. So you can't. It's like you can't really trust it if they know where they come from or anything.
Okay, so here's the thing with that. I'm gonna say this. We can't forget that there was an enslaved population in New York. And what I'm realizing, even from my own family tree, we do know that the South migrated. So Black Americans have been in New York since the 1600s. We were on our own, and then the South started migrating up, the Jamaicans started migrating over, and the Latinos all started coming over here. Basically, if you think about it, around the same time, right? The South to me had a plus us. And don't forget, New York had a big hand in kidnapping clubs, and they was shipping people to the South and supporting slavery, even though they emancipated our population. So I
Mm.
say all of this. So I spoke to a historian because what I'm thinking is that those who were our people, definitely foundational, even though because they were here during the enslavement times and stuff like that, not everybody mixed with the South. And so sometimes there are people, us, who may not even connect to the South, but that's for us to determine, right? Because there's still a code amongst us. Also, New York is all they know.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. See,
Senator Village descendants still here. Um, I can't really formulate my thoughts, but I know what I'm trying to say. It's not, and then life be life in New York. And we also got to remember that they push the DRUGS in our household, well, in our neighborhoods a lot, right? Thank God many of us was able to come out unscathed, but there's some of us that didn't have the traditional upbringing. that you would expect a Black American to have. So genealogy or finding out what their second great grandparents' name may not be on the top of their list when they just remember their parents was out all night or foster care came to get them. The unapologetic, if we being real. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't like that. You trying to make it seem like everybody's all mixed up. Foundational Black Americans do out slightly outnumber the immigrants.
no,
However,
we actually outnumbered them. It's like 5 million
good,
of us
good,
in New
good.
York.
That's what I was going to.
Good.
That's what I
But the
wanted
way
to
you talk,
ask.
you act like ain't no damn foundational Black
But I
Americans
can't
Yeah,
in
that's
listen.
the
New
way I
Jersey.
took it. The
Listen.
way
When
that you
I'm
Just
talking
said it.
for,
about where I'm
and
talking
some
about
people
where
don't
I
know where they come from. I'm giving you the reasons why some may not be too interested. But we do know how
Yeah, 'cause
Mike.
I would actually spend if you, because I know that I think I heard you on another live some time ago mentioning like what the FBA culture is in New York and New Jersey and all that kind of stuff like that, because of the fact that everybody always assumed that everything came from the South, and you were right. It was a whole black free community up in that area, New York, New Jersey, not New Jersey, but Connecticut and Massachusetts and all that. And
Oh,
nobody
there was
knows what
three
the
towns
FBA culture
in.
is up there, huh?
Okay, so it's basically it's we're musical people, right? So you could leave us in a room with no instruments, even if we don't know how to sing, or we go on make a beat. We go on tap something out into a beat, which is very creative. So there was somebody on Twitter who I admire, right? And I was watching his post, and one day he said it. What was in New York? Besides Europeans throwing dirt all over the place, New York, this New York, because somebody, I guess, from New York pissed them off. And I was like, that's very unfair. So if you want to know what New York culture is, here you go. And I went and got my little screenshots from Google and stuff. And basically, when you think about it, we had a lot of things that the South was coming up and bringing along with them. So I'm just saying that we're so musical. We had music, we had community with church. We were in church. I think with New Yorkers, we were seen as kind of uppity because of who kind of enslaved us. But we gave them hell. They gave us land, right? Because we was giving them hell. So if you look at the 1712 New York Slave Revolt, the 1741 New York Conspiracy, if you look at the 1863 draft riots, we were fighters. We have always been fighters. So those who were enslaved by the Dutch was giving them hell in New York, to the point the Dutch gave us some land and stuff. And I believe it's Brooklyn and Manhattan. And so we did have a culture filled with music, church, all this other stuff. The South brought up different elements of that, and we merged and meshed beautifully together. But we've always been tapped into each other because we were being transported and kidnapped and sent back and forth. Sometimes I just remain quiet, but other times I feel like stop saying that we didn't have no culture until this one migrated here and that one migrated here. Why? It's all erasure to those who were enslaved in New York during the time of the Dutch enslavement era, y'all. So if we're stopping erasure to FBA, we got to tell all of our history, right? We can't just give it away to everybody. But also, now that I brought that up, and this is not to diminish Juneteenth, and I do speak about this, New York, not New York, New Jersey. I'm so New York, y'all. New Jersey had an enslaved population after Juneteenth. And they ratified their 13th Amendment in 1866. I tried to look for the names of those who were enslaved. After 1865 in New Jersey, they said we may never know their names, but it was like about 13 who were emancipated in 1866. So I'm not saying we want a federal holiday. It should be national or all that other stuff. I'm saying in conversation, let's just watch how we are fighting erasure while committing erasure to another part of us, because there should be no ancestor left behind. And that's me being a little corny with that last line, but it's the truth. So, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take off. Thank you for letting me in.
No
What's
problem.
your name? Effie?
Appreciate you, Sister Bridget.
I
Appreciate
followed
you.
BX in here. I saw her and saw where she was, so I followed her and she was in here, and I just stayed around. But I thank you, and I had a good time. I had a lot of fun this morning, and I'm gonna take
Yeah,
off.
appreciate you. Thank you
Thanks
for
a
your
lot.
input. Have a good day.
can't say this though. Being a lifelong New Yorker, I never lived on a block without a Puerto Rican, but they still can't come up here and talk about the South. I'm trying to and test it. And if I have any grief with anybody who's Black American from any other region outside of New York, I talk to them and not a think piece. And that's what I ask my brothers and sisters outside of New York State. One thing they do is Black Americans all migrated out of New York and Southerville. And that, whoa, 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 don't do that.
Yeah, people do make it
Because
seem
we're
like that.
still,
Like, is this full of
yeah,
tethers? We don't, y'all getting bullied over there, and we're just in one little corner in New York. And I'd be like, man. But when I hear you
it's
talk
more
about a
than that.
BX, you like, that's not true. It's
Right.
not true. So
So I thought
it's
every
good to hear that.
population here, except for the Africans, they just didn't live around us, right? So I was raised with primarily Caribbeans and Latinos, and my parents did send me to Catholic school. So I'm from the Soundview section, Miss Simone, of the Bronx, right? And so I went to Catholic school and stuff. So I never called nobody an African booty scratcher. That's why I'm thinking if that term really came out with the movies, because nobody I know was calling anybody an African booty scratcher. So I got
Never
called
heard the term in my life.
Chad,
Never heard any FBA ever say that. Ever.
you know. Oh, Grandmaster Cass is from Soundview. Oh, Lord Tariq is from Soundview. So Lord Tariq and my oldest sister are about the same age, and she may have known him, but you know, I was doing some
I
other
heard
stuff at that
Kaz
time.
in a video, man. He seemed like he kind of shaking. He kind of getting shaky and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Watch
like
out now. That's my
he didn't.
boy. Watch out,
But
Bounty.
I'm just saying. I understand you got a Puerto Rican uh woman and all that, but he
He does
sound.
not have a Puerto Rican woman.
I heard him say that in the interview.
He got Puerto Rican baby mamas probably, but his
Yeah.
wife is very much black.
Okay. Then it must have been baby. But I definitely heard him say he
Well,
that
his
he's something
DJ
with a
was
Puerto
Puerto
Rican.
Rican, so Charlie Chase is Puerto Rican.
N- right.
So
But he was talking about his woman. So maybe it was his baby mother, one of his baby mothers or something like that. But what was the joint, man? See, you gonna make me go find the interview and shit just to pull it up,
you could go find
just
whatever
so
you
that
want. I'm just saying you have to understand the way we were raised in New York City. So we were not anti Puerto Rican. When they started allowing Puerto Ricans to come to New York from the island, they put them in our communities. So, they grew up because they wanted proximity to whiteness. They thought that they were white. But the same way the Dominicans are today, the way the Puerto Ricans treat the Dominicans, that's how Puerto Ricans were. Like, we taught them how to dress, we taught them how to match colors. They were wearing sandals with socks, purple with orange. And they, because they were in proximity to us,
Facts.
learned how to become Americanized, if you will, through Black culture. So Fat Joe and all of them, that's another generation of Puerto Ricans. Those are the ones that wanted to be close to white while still being down with us. So if Kaz is talking about a Puerto Rican, Kaz is like 60 something years old. So he comes from a time where Black men were openly dating Puerto Ricans, and they were sending their women to our men because our men had the money and they were poor. And, so it's kind of deep, but Grandmaster Kaz is my guy. My twin, actually, we have the same birthday. So, and they old now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's old time. We talking about new day. We talking about today. We don't care what they was doing back then. At least I don't.
and I respect all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be up here trying to turn nobody against nobody, but if you gonna be out here as one of the founding fathers of hip hop and all that, and you saying one thing and microphone checking, then as time go on, it's not just Kaz. I heard a couple of guys who was in microphone check who you know what I'm saying, who since then rhetoric is seem like it's slowly getting compromised. You know what I'm saying? Once people start bringing them in for interviews, I don't know if they tossing them something or what.
Mm.
But you gotta. keep a consistent narrative, because when people reference you, I mean, you have to be a trustworthy source. And if you saying one thing in microphone check and you saying something else after microphone check, I
Well,
mean,
I didn't see microphone check, so I can't comment on it. Everybody said it's real good, but at the end of the day, Tyreek is not from New York City, so
What's going on, brother Jeff?
And let me kind of just pop in here. So maybe it depends on the questions that was asked. Tyreek is not going to ask the same questions as the next interviewer. Similar does not mean same. So that's why there might be a variation in the accounts. Just to Striving's point, when he says you got to, if you came out one way, you got to kind of stick to it. It also depends on the interviewer and the interviewee, like what questions were asked. Were they similar to Tyreek's? Were they the same as Tyreek's? What would cause that variation? Now, Mr. Moan personally knows Cass. I don't. I'm still an outsider, but I'm from New York, right? And as a journalist, I know you don't ask the same question the same way from interviewer to interviewer. There's a difference in the style and technique of the way you ask the question. So maybe that's why you sense. But even if Kaz is married or dating or have a baby mama, the truth never changes. I would just go with what Kaz said first. But that's just me. Striving. Does that make sense?
yeah. I could go with that. And yeah, you could be right in the sense that, as far as the interviewer, and I'm saying, asking certain questions a certain way to kind of what do you call it when you like try to guide the like guiding the witness on the stand or something like that. You kind of give little ask questions to try to get a particular answer and all that. So yeah, that could be true.
That's like when you in the, not to say everybody going to be going up to court, but when you in court and who takes the lead? The prosecutor, then the defense attorney. And so there's a different way you're going. The defense attorney is going to question because the prosecutor went first and you want to attack the prosecutor's point. So you don't never know the mindset of the journalist that's asking the questions, or the podcaster or the vlogger or whatever forum, right? He may not agree with FBA. He may not like Tariq. So he going to try to get cast to answer a question a different type of way by asking it a different type of way. But I personally would just go with what Cass said first, because that's what was setting the record straight, and that's when everybody got all up in arms again and want to attack Tyreek and want to attack FBA. But I didn't. I saw a highlight of microphone check. I saw Melly Mel's portion of the interview, um, and so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, I didn't see. I mean, I saw it, but I don't remember everybody name on
Right.
it. I know. I think I've seen Melly Mel in an interview since then. I've seen it's a bald headed dude on there. I can't remember his name for nothing. Bald head, dark, like little dark brown skin dude. Look like he could have been in like his 60s or something like that. But I've heard him say switch up since microphone check. And when you got
He talking about that dude who got Puerto Rican kids. What's his name? I know who you're talking about.
yeah, bald head dude or something like that. But I mean,
Yeah.
well, I think he had on like a little cap or something. In
Yeah, he was like,
the
there were Puerto Ricans. He's like, there were Puerto Ricans there. I had a whole crew of Puerto Ricans.
And
no,
you
I
got
think that
to
was
kill the
Cash.
Black
That might have
American.
been Cash.
So then
But
no, but there's
but
one who I saw highlighted, and he had a partner who was Puerto Rican, and the Puerto Rican used to fight other Puerto Ricans who
yeah,
was
that was
disrespecting
Cash.
black people. Okay, yeah, that's the truth though. That right there. So we do understand that not everybody is anti-black American, right? More
Right,
are than I would like to see. And
but
but there was
BX.
always, wait, let me get it out. There was always one outlier who would tell their own people chill out. So there is one who would be the crew, but that's from my personal experience. I didn't hear. Well, if that's Kaz, then yeah, I saw that portion
No,
when
no,
he
it
said
wasn't
that he had a
the
friend that would
person.
fight Puerto Ricans for him,
Yeah, but the
and they were
person
like
who
twins.
I'm referencing isn't
Mhm.
isn't Cass. I know for a fact that it wasn't Cass.
Okay.
But when you got studios like Paramount putting money and stuff like that into trying to bring the narrative back around to uh hip hop being started by Jamaicans and all that, or on Segway, you know what I'm saying? When they bringing out big names like Run DMC and LL Cool J and all that, and then you match that with some of the people who was in that documentary since change kind of compromising their tune that you know what I'm saying as far as what they were saying. That's just I can't say no, I can't say it definitively, but it's not a good look. It's just giving
So, are you
um
trying to say that they saying that the Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans created hip hop?
right, they're trying to emphasize that more than what they did in microphone check.
Oh.
You
Okay,
know what I'm
so look, you
saying?
got to look at it this way too. The pioneers of hip hop, right? So Bambaataa, Theodore Flash, even Red Alert or Kaz and all of them, right? You have to understand, and Wendy Williams used to bring this up because she used to make fun of them or whatever, by saying how poor the pioneers were. The pioneers of hip hop, all of these people that are saying, hey, the Puerto Ricans was down with us or whatever, they were never celebrated until, what is this, 2025, maybe starting in 2010. Prior to that, everybody tried to put hip hop like on Russell and Queens. Like, they're the ones that took it corporate. They're the ones that took it downtown to white YT people. So the pioneers, most of them, even their money, except for like maybe Curtis Blow, but most of them, they were always in the shadows. They were a footmark. And then we were trying to put together the first hip hop museum where actually I was going to be the first executive director, one of the founding members in 2005. And that is when the pioneers started getting shine. And I don't remember who brought them out to the light to say, hey, we got to start recognizing the pioneers of hip hop. We got to start giving them money. Kaz lived in Soundview up until about 5 years ago. He lived in the projects all this time. So they're the people that are trying to make hip hop more anti FBA. They've always been trying to do that. You understand what I'm saying? And it was about the money. It's about the prestige. It's about hip hop went worldwide. Bambaataa, who got his own issues, basically said, because I was going to write his autobiography one day, I said, why did you guys do hip hop? The plan was very simple: to unite people around the planet through music, period. All this other stuff, we know we created it. We know we put the swag on it. We know we created the fashion. We know we changed the dictionary. So, we just got to keep our foot on people's necks and keep it going. They can't change that narrative ever, period, point blank. And just like I said, yeah, Kool Herc is half Jamaican or whatever. We didn't know he was Jamaican. Okay? I grew up right up under him. I'm talking about I used to go plug in
He's full.
their turntables.
He's full Jamaican. He came from Jamaica.
It's both. I don't think both his parents are Jamaican.
No, he's full Jamaican.
Oh, okay. Well, I never knew that. I never knew that growing up with him. Never knew that. So that's cosplaying or whatever you call it. And obviously he has locks or whatever, but he didn't wave the Jamaican flag. This is what I'm saying. Until later in life, after people started saying, "Oh, we got to recognize the pioneers of hip hop." Then he started claiming, "I'm Jamaican," publicly. So that's all I'm just saying. Like, don't worry about like the Puerto Ricans and all the rest of them. New York got this on lock. We already know.
Yeah, and to answer, I'm just now saying your question in the comments, but you're not really going to understand how like what where I'm coming from until you see microphone check. If you If you watch Microphone Check and then watch the interviews that you see some of them individuals in since Microphone Check, then you'll understand what I'm saying. But I can
Okay.
sympathize with them trying to get their money because you're right. It's been billions of dollars made off hip hop, and for one of the pioneers to still be living up in the projects till about 5 years ago, that's crazy. So I mean, so I could sympathize with them trying to, what I'm saying, get their money up and all that. So, um,
And what
so
we gonna do?
if
Like you
that's
just was
the case,
over,
I'm
like
saying,
just say it ain't true. Like let them talk,
okay,
let them, they was there, we wasn't, and
huh,
I want to see this
right.
microphone check. I loved his hidden colors. So I'm a all right fan of Tariq. So I'm gonna go watch it tonight and see what they talking about. We better worry about this new hip hop. That's what we need to be worried about. All these girls
That
talking all this
laugh, I
mess.
laughed when you said that. The new hip hop.
Yeah, that's what we need to
Yeah,
be
you're right about
concerned
that.
with. Dude, tired of these hoes. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that word, but
No,
they
you good,
killing
Mr.
our
Malone.
kids.
You say that.
They killing our kids mentally, yo.
Mm. So you're not a fan of the new female generation of hip hop? Are you a fan of any of those artists or no?
I don't like any hoes. Period.
Mm.
304s and all that foolishness. No, I don't like none of that. None of that. I don't know every hip hop artist. I like some of Megan's songs that ain't talking about her coochie. Glorilla got a gospel song I like. Like, come on, there's too much filth now. We need better than that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they
But they
still controlling
but
the
them
hip hop.
girls get.
Go ahead, sorry.
But I was just gonna say that them girls, they they're being coerced into doing that kind of stuff, or
Absolutely.
or or being paid to do that. You know what I'm saying? I think Sexy Red has came out of her, said out of her own mouth, like, this is what I get paid to do. This is my job. Like, it's her job to portray herself like that.
Mm.
So one
Yeah, well,
moment.
that's who next we need to be on. Sure.
I kind of want to introduce Jeff. He came up on the panel. He's just waiting there all patiently. Jeff,
Hold on,
you
Jeff.
on. You got to press the mic icon. Just press it once, and it should unmute, and you'll be able to talk. He may not have. He may have been tapping and didn't realize he came up on the panel.
Brother Jeff, can you hear us? You there? Yeah, he might be away from his phone.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah.
I'm here. What's up?
Oh yeah, what's going on, man?
Yeah, nothing. Just getting home from a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Did you want to comment on the
What's
last
good? How
prompt or you
y'all
want to
doing?
comment on this prompt? You want to comment on the last prompt or this one?
Actually, the last prompt. Yeah, I
Oh
didn't know
yeah,
y'all
go
had
ahead.
just put this up. Like I said,
Yeah,
I
I
just got
just
in the
switched it.
house.
Yeah, I just switched it. Go ahead though.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? Oh, that last prompt that said, "Why is it that some black men or women fall head over heels over an accent? What? Why they? Why they
Over a
let
more
them?
attractive immigrant, pretty much. Like, the immigrant is more attractive. Sometimes, our people get a little enamored with them and can get a little off code, which can be dangerous to the whole.
Yeah, that is dangerous. Well, I can say that some of them they get off cold because you know how some black women say, like some brothers will say, oh, so many sisters got so many attitudes, and then they prefer like like black women from the Caribbean or African women. I believe that's why. Well, whereas some black women they might prefer some some black men who are not FBA men because they feel like a lot of us, have a lot of baby mamas, or a lot of us don't want to take care of our children or whatnot. They believe that stereotype and they fall for that. I believe that's why. And thank you for the gift,
Okay.
whoever gifted me. That's
Come on
all I
now.
wanted to say.
He just put that on FBA women.
No,
He
Jeff,
said,
clarify what you said about that before BX rip your head off.
no,
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 I'm
no. I'm
joking.
saying
I'm
about.
joking because I
No,
do have
no.
half Caribbean children. So I'm kind of joking. I want to say this. I have a foundational Black American father that actually raised me. My grandmother, who is my biological mother's mother, gave me to my father to raise because he was the better parent. So I don't get up here and disparage Black American men. My father was a single father in the 70s. Okay, so single fatherhood to me, when the way y'all be talking about it today, I be like, well, what was they supposed to do? They supposed to take care of their kids. So if I dated a Caribbean man, you won't find me disparaging Black American men in public. What I say to my best friend is different, right? Because I'm gonna be like, this motherfucker dead. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does that. Well, maybe not everybody. Some people are private, but I do not disparage Black American men. I do not disparage the Caribbean man that I made children with. I think that everybody was in a different space in their time in their life, and a lot of things weren't known to us. I didn't know about no showers posse until recently. I just didn't know about them. You know what I'm
What
saying?
about you in the
That
90s?
sucks. I didn't know that they locked us out of home ownership when there was a form of segregation here. Like a lot of things that I'm finding out, they dropped the ball on us. Now, I also say we can have individual relationships with members of these other collectives. However, we have to understand collectively, their people aren't for us. And that's why I always stick to the government. And I don't understand why the Caribbean want to talk about me and my children as if the truth changes, right? The truth is they dropped the ball. The truth is, I'm willing to be friends with people, but you dropped the ball. My foundational Black American father raised me, him and his wife, and they always made sure I had a relationship with my mother, who's also Black American. So I'm Black American first, and even though we have these relationships, I'm not enamored by a Caribbean man that comes on the panel talking because of his accent. I'm judging him by his statements. Is he going to go along with the solution to make sure that our representatives treat foundational Black Americans more fairly? That's what I'm looking for. So this is you know, and I may not even be touching on your point right now, but for people who are wondering or feel like because I date this other ethnic group, I gotta be like on the fence. No, the fuck you don't, right? And anybody who is really for you, for the lineage, understand that without our ancestors, they wouldn't be in this country, is gonna pick the right thing, or they're not for us. Period. So I just figured I'll put that PSA out there, and I'm. Hey, story guy, because you don't really come up on the panels a
Hey,
lot.
darling, I'm happy to be here. Look, all I saw is why do tethers lie about? Let me just say this. I got excited. Look, everything matters. This is why. Listen, I'm 65, right? I'm in the streets at 7, 8, 9, 10. Think about that. So they can't tell me SHIT. All right. Also, I was one that I crossed the street. My friends would say, yo, man, why you hang out with them Puerto Ricans? So I got a relationship with Puerto Ricans. And for Puerto Ricans to say they created hip hop is the most funniest, craziest stuff to say. And when they do it, they make it bad for other Puerto Ricans because then we got to stomp you in the ground to make you see you ain't had nothing to do with creating. Now, and not Puerto Ricans, you say Puerto Ricans in New York City because you got Puerto Ricans in Florida too. They don't claim that stuff. I'll get to Jamaicans in a minute. So we all know, I'm repeating stuff, but I want to say it again. They tied the New York City area of Puerto Ricans tied themselves so closely to our culture, they got lost. They stopped speaking Spanish, which is their Spanish Spaniard culture, and James Brown, all our black pioneers who we copied. The Puerto Ricans, they don't know this dancing, they're around us. So because we allowed, when they came out with these Beat Street movies, in the past, Black America, we were so confident. We said we seen them giving credit to Puerto Ricans. We knew it wasn't true. But then when it started getting bad, and we said, oh, they actually claiming it, we had to put them down and stomp them out. Now let's get to the with facts, with receipts. Now the Jamaicans, I ain't gonna lie, I like Puerto Rican culture. I'm cooler with Puerto Ricans than Jamaicans. I'm gonna say this. It matters. No, don't get me wrong. Jamaicans, they my people too. So I don't hate Jamaicans. I'm not saying that. Only when they go, I love everybody, and I really hate to do this to Jamaicans because they look like I hate doing it to them. I don't want to talk about Jamaicans. I don't want to talk about Haitians, but when I see what's going on, I say, okay, it's like playing the dozens. So y'all want to play the dozens? We're gonna stomp you out. I lost what I'm. Oh, let me get back. Jamaican, they once I learned about their country, that Chinese run them, India, and they don't have no respect over there, it started making sense to me why they trying to claim hip hop. They don't got nothing else, man. So they go harder. They go harder. So they need to tie themselves to American culture, but not realizing, dude, once we research the receipts and we go back to James Brown and back in the past, it's clear y'all had nothing to do with it. And they'll make up these lies about sound system. They can't even afford sound system. Black Americans been had sound systems. But I'm gonna stop because this argument, I want to get my vitriol. And yes, I have vitriol for any ethnicity to claim anything that my mama, my grandmama, my mother from Georgia, I'm from New York, my people from Georgia. And I love to say that the South is where the music comes from. And then people in New York, don't be stupid. Well, no, I'm not giving the South credit over the North. I'm saying our people from the South, James Brown, all that stuff. And then we went to New York and we became New Yorkers. We came from North Carolina. In fact, most of the hip hop pioneers are from the Carolinas. I studied it. They're from the Carolinas and they moved to New York City. Now, I'm gonna let it go. You Jamaicans, you Puerto Ricans, get out of our affairs or you're gonna get your feelings hurt more. I'm gone.
Okay, wait.
Fire.
It's important to note that the North did have a culture of its own. They have music here and stuff. You saying that the South migrated up and they meshed together? Is that what you're saying? And they brought elements like what Dizzy Gillespie? What did he create? Jazz, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he from?
All right.
No, I want to
No.
sis. Wait,
King
sis,
Bolden created jazz.
Who?
King Bolden created jazz.
Where he from?
And he from New Orleans.
You damn right. It's the South. I'm born and raised in New York. I love that raised in New York. I'm giving the South credit because once you stop taking credit from the crowd, South, you allow the tethers to get in. Think about it. The Caribbeans, they don't have no roots in the South. So they can't claim.
Hold on, story guys. So you forgot that there was an enslaved population that in New York, the first body sold on Wall Street, that they mixed in with the indigenous, like the Ramapo tribe.
I'm glad you. No, sister, you right. Hey, sis, I don't have. That's why it's good for us all to be together because I can have like 80% information and 20 not on. So I'm ready to go with that. But what I want to do add is that the receipts say that ask almost every pioneer of hip hop, and you know that the first thing they'll say is James Brown from Augusta, Georgia. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying New York blacks. No, they were black. I think I'm still tracing my father. I can't trace my fathers to the South. My father, I'm thinking they family was enslaved in New York. But the music, the music comes from the South. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying black people in New York didn't do music. The music that we have today, that we glorify worldwide, is from the South. And to anybody who want to add that bongo Congo,
no, I'm not adding the bongos and the Congos. I just don't want the ancestors who were enslaved here, who had the 1712 slave revolt, the 1741 slave conspiracy, like the ones who were attacked by the Irish in the 1863 draft rights, to be forgotten. Wow. They had a culture.
Thank you, sis. Thanks for giving me that's why it's important for us to be together and not fight. Because you give me information. So now I'll take more time in the future to include the Northern, because I know about them. But usually when I'm talking about music, the music that we know today is from the South, unless somebody tell me otherwise. And even D.D. Chandler, he invented the modern drum set. I forgot where he's from. Y'all research. We didn't. The modern.
Yeah, he from Louisiana too.
Here goes Simon to take over. Okay, Simon, you already know how I feel. I just don't want the Northern ancestors to be forgotten. Before the South, the Caribbean, and the Latinos started migrating to New York, if we were here since 1626 with the Dutch, then we had a culture. What
Yes,
it
we did.
is that we have to find the culture. We're still finding
BX,
burial
BX,
grounds in New
BX. That's
York
not the
of our
BX.
ancestors.
But
So
that's not the. Nobody's erasing the North. He's literally saying the music that we use today. And it does the music we use today. The rhythm comes from our drum set, and our drum set was created by Dee Dee Chandler, and that's from the South. And a lot of
where
like
is Dee Dee from?
Dee Dee from Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken.
Thank you. Okay, so you know what our assignment is if we choose to take it, and it might take me a while to do it. I'm gonna know what New York, what style or what genre, because people tell me ragtime and bebop, but when I check bebop's date is after the South migrated up. I
Yeah.
gotta be honest. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't all right. So when you start thinking about Sister BXI, I respect you, right? But when you start thinking about your northern ancestors, you have to the way that Martin Luther King and them thought that they were gonna get reinforcements when they let all these tethers around. It's because when our ancestors migrated up from the south to the north, they were that true reinforcement to the north. And so it played out like, oh shoot, our people came up and they really did stand on reinforcement business, right? And so I feel like they try to rehash that, regenerate that type of reinforcement again when it came to the civil rights bill because King and all of them, they were from the South, and but they did come up to New York. You know what I'm saying? They was with MX and everything, so there was a lot of reinforcement being shown. But what they thought was that the immigrants had that same type of reinforcement backbone, and they were
Yes.
wrong, right?
Yes.
So when it comes to our music, also, you got to understand, down south was cooking. They was already cooking, and then
Cooking.
as we started migrating to Chicago, New York, some went to LA, depending on where your family came from, there was a reinforcement rebellious spirit coming out of the South because it's natural because the Confederate States were majority in the South. And so you did have to have a certain type of on you, even though the northern states were, they was bastards too. I'm just saying, like, for you to start,
Don't forget even pregnant women. Hold on. I'm gonna
I'm not,
shout out why Black American women are deemed as being aggressive. If you research
I
in
didn't bring up,
1712,
okay.
well, I'm out here now. I'm on the limb, and I got to stay on here till the bitch breaks, right?
I like
So,
that. She on the limb. I like. Hold on. I'm gonna use that shit. I'm on the limb, and
so no. Here's my thing.
I'm on the
And
limb.
during the 1712 slavery vote, if you research it, there were pregnant women who were reprimanded for taking part, right? They had to literally give birth before whatever punishment was given to them was given. That's all. So, and I think that we had in the North that when you say fighters and stuff, yes, Simon, we were fighters up here, even our women, and I think that their spirit lives in us, and that's why they think New York women are so damn aggressive. Not saying that the South didn't have fighters there. Of course they did. Of course they did. But what I'm saying is ours isn't talked about enough. And New York women are always put down for being aggressive. Well, God damn it, we got a reason. Our ancestors was up here banging it out in the 1712 slavery book. That's all, y'all.
Yep.
I just wanted to put that out there. Go
I
ahead,
put it like
Simon.
that. I
Well,
put it like
just
this. I
just
hate.
just
Wait, wait,
just,
wait,
just
wait.
to
Let
add
me
to
let me
you.
let me clear this up. I would hate for our people to think that the northern states was some type of Disneyland. It wasn't Teletubby land. It just happened to be the Union. It was still just as prejudiced. It was still racist. They just had it. They just weren't their location. This is geographic. The only reason why the North was slightly less racist than the South was geographic location. The land in the North, it wasn't as fertile as the South, so they could not economically use
Ooh,
the
good point.
use the slaves in the
Wow.
way that the Southerners were able to use them. It was pure geographical because up here in the north, when you ride through a lot of our towns and our small cities, what you're going to see is you're going to see a bunch of walls, right? Little walls through our highways. But these walls are made of stone. Well, guess what? All of those stone begin in the ground. And I'm talking boulders. We have boulder, how do you say it? Boulder fences, like boulder gates. And what happened was, wait, hold on real quick.
I like
Yeah,
these smart black people.
but
what I was
look,
gonna say was that even though the South was quote unquote reinforcements for the North during the 40s and you know what I'm saying, during the Renaissance era and all that, it was the North who was reinforcements for slaves during the slavery period, because
Hold on, Hank. Wait, hold on. My
you
bad.
have to
Wait,
remember that William Taylor is the father of the Underground Railroad, and he's from New Jersey.
but let me finish what I was saying, right? Because this boulder, if you from the north, you in the tri-state, New York, Jersey, Massachusetts, like Connecticut, Rhode Island, when you drive through your smaller towns or even like your highways, look into the woods, right? Look into the woods. You're gonna see you're gonna see a fence. Well, we call it a fence, but it was really like a wall. And those walls that's like ancient, um, it's like ancient home borders. Like, oh, this is my house, this is my section. Those boulders that marks that boundary, those boulders came out of the ground. Those boulders came out of the ground because at first the North was trying to use slaves to do the same type of crop shit that the South was doing. But what happens in the North when you start digging, you run into boulders. We got a bunch of boulders in our ground. And so what they did, that's why we have a bunch of stone buildings up here. So what they started doing was they would reach into the ground and they started taking the boulders out. They would ship them off to make cement and brick. That's why we got a lot of brick buildings up here, historical brick buildings. But secondly, they were trying to match what the South was doing. They were trying to get the
Simon, something's wrong with
soil.
your mic, bro.
Yeah,
yeah,
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
it's like
static coming from yeah.
static.
Hold on.
I'm
Let
gonna
me
say
put.
this while he get his mic together. Remember, I said people probably just didn't like what was going on in the North. The culture that was here because we were considered uppity because of the Dutch, right? And
Yep.
so Revolutionary put a comment down, right? And she says New York is ballroom and there we go, cakewalk and ballroom dance music is New York and influenced the swing era. And you know what? Cakewalk and ballroom does sound a little bit, what others would call up. Thank